Welcome, Out of My Head podcast. Oh, what up with you?
What's up, Brody? We back at it again.
Yeah. Doing the damn thing.
Chilling,
All right,
chilling.
Backwards hat, what up with you?
Hey, what's up?
Chilling?
Yes, I'm good.
All right.
Yo.
What's up, baby?
All right.
Her microphone
say nothing.
way down there.
I was just so infatuated.
Yo, we got a
Relax.
special guest in the building. My man L.O.R.D. L.O.R D, what up with you?
What up?
How's
What's
everything?
going on out there?
Nothing
Taking it
much,
easy,
nothing
man.
much. Yeah, man. So we're excited to have you on the pod.
Yes,
You know,
definitely.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, we I see you got a lot of big things going on. Pause. Look,
Already.
nigga, I had to say it. Come
No,
on.
you did
If
not.
I don't say it,
We was
good.
then they not
With the
going.
pause.
We was
Don't-
just
you
good.
messing the energy up, bro.
Yo,
You messing the
listen.
energy up, bro.
Nigga,
Nigga, I had to
energy.
say it.
No, you
But
don't have to
listen,
say
It
it.
gotta be him.
But listen,
That's
nah,
all.
you
His
do your
authentic
thing
self.
out here. You got a story to tell and everything like that. We gonna get all into it. But tell us about yourself. Tell us what's going on. How can people find you?
Yeah.
So you can find me on social media.
Mm-hmm.
My government on Facebook, Gaylord Salters, and then author L.O.R.D. on Instagram, and then you can find Double GI, clothing brand on Instagram at Double GI _ So, came from the hood like most of us in here, right?
And this is his brand on the table. This is not
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, we got some bricks on the table.
We got some
We
bricks
gonna
on
get
the
into
table.
that. We gonna get
We got
into
some
that.
bricks on the
Get into that.
table.
And before the bricks came, we're gonna talk about before the bricks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Black folks was just in the hood struggling, trying to make it.
So before the brick, it was the block.
Yeah, before the brick, it was the what?
The block.
Nah, the bricks created the block.
Okay, period.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bricks
No,
created
facts.
the blocks.
Period.
That's what
Facts.
it is. Before the bricks, it was, there was robbing beer trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, this is
Larceny
how
was
hard
a
it
big-
I
was a
come
big
from
one.
the projects, man.
Yeah.
So when the beer truck or the soda truck will pull up to
Real
the
talk.
store, Fred's, shout out Fred's. Y'all remember Fred's? That junk pull up to the store. Joker's right across the street, just waiting.
Yeah, they ain't had
You
no
see
keys
the
lock it
guy,
up. So it was
he's
just.
so oblivious, like, cause so many people are oblivious to our struggles, right? So this guy get on, he got his Pepsi hat on, he get out, and he pushing the dolly and load up the sodas to go in there, right? Soon as he in that store, man, dude, strip that truck down. Strip that truck down to the bone, because that's what it was. That's how desperate we were, like. And that was one of the hustles for younger kids. Like, for me and my younger brother, I used to take him out snowing. We shovel snow to get bread, and then when freaking spring come, we hit. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
right.
back then we didn't have it. They had to go find a lawnmower, meaning somebody else's lawnmower. But we get that
I was just about to
lawnmower.
say, like, you cut lawns in the spring, but I mean,
You heard he said he had-
lawnmower.
Yeah,
though.
you heard he said we had to
Innovation.
It's not
find
like
a
I could hit your
lawnmower.
local Lowe's back then. And just
Right.
I ain't had it like that.
Right.
But we
Nah,
get that
different.
lawnmower and then we pivot. You understand what I'm saying? So you start to understand like how to pivot, how to hustle from your struggles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I learned that, and me and my brother shovel snow, mowed lawns, carried groceries, right? And this is the early 80s before cocaine hit the hood, the Fishscale. But when it hit, and mind you, then I was dying to get a summer job, like, but you had to be 14 before you can get the summer job.
No,
Unfortunately, the cocaine hit the hood before I could get that summer
Summer
job.
job,
So
yeah.
I ain't
Yeah,
care
I
about that
got you.
summer job money. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Because
Yeah.
now
Fast
it's
cash.
so all of those individuals who you were seeing before sitting out there waiting to rob that beer truck or whatever it is, and it's just to freaking literally put food in your stomach
Yeah.
and that type of stuff, right? So, the war on drugs went crazy, and then it came to a point where the government was fighting this unconventional war, and they was using taxpayer dollars to do things that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
In the middle of all that, they allowed a lot of cocaine to come into the country. Tons and tons of cocaine to come in the country,
Cocaine cowboys.
and they were using that. They were funding this war.
Yeah.
So that cocaine, when it came into the country, it landed right smack in our hoods. You know what I'm saying? That was the plan, for it to be distributed in our hoods, and that's what happened. So those folks that were so hungry before doing the things that we were doing, now all of a sudden it's just thing, and it was like automatic money. You know what I'm saying? Because it was an addictive thing. People know about it, but it changed the hood overnight. You know what I'm saying? It started creating crazy circumstances. A lot of people would look just at the violence, but it created mad circumstances. Mothers, the addiction was crazy, like the jail, everything. The sad thing is that it was a government created situation.
Right.
Like they knew what was going on. They didn't care about us. But from that, we gravitated to that, started hustling, and everything changed overnight. That's why when you look at those pages, like shout out CT Golden Era, you look at those pages, you see that is the era of the drug dealer.
Yes.
You see that iconic picture of Jay-Z with the chains and the four finger rings. That's the iconic era of the drug dealer. And it's not just happening in Connecticut or in New York. It's happening in
over.
every inner city across America. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
So,
It's his own pandemic.
yeah,
Epidemic,
and,
really.
and we're still
Yeah, it
dealing
really
with
was, yeah.
we're still dealing with the
Aftermath of it all.
the aftermath of it all right now. So that's why I do the work that I do, and that's why I'm so hell bent on creating generational wealth and creating these opportunities for other people. And the opportunities I create largely is inspiration. You see what I'm doing with me and mines, and you see that I'm out here for us as a whole.
Yeah.
So that is enough for you to get off your ass and do the same thing if you want it.
It's
Because
the, it's the
now is the time.
representation of there's other ways of making a means.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
Especially when you come from
Those
the grind, the circumstances. We was hungry,
Yeah.
doing what we had to do, and before this hit the hood, we was hungry doing what we had to do.
And it ends up being that that's all you know.
Yes.
Right, right.
So
Yes.
your circumstances are based on your environment
Yeah.
and what you're seeing on an everyday basis. And
Yeah.
what looks like, okay, this is the way to success. So I'm gonna emulate that.
Yeah. Exactly. And then from that being based on what you know, people, these attitudes come and these attitudes that automatically lead us to believe that this is it. This is what we're supposed to be rocking with. You know what I'm saying? And in the eyes of the public, that's all they see us for. Like, because so many of us buy into that. I don't buy into that YN thing that's going on right now.
Right,
It's a
right.
negative connotation that
I
you're
was-
putting
I
on
was
every
actually gonna
young
ask about
black
that.
dude
Yeah.
that is dead wrong.
Because then you also ignore the circumstances or the things that happens to put them in a position. Because it's not about what I'm doing for a living to make ends meet.
Yeah.
It's about the why I have to do it.
The whys and the whys get all mixed up and how we got here. So
The
that's
whys
why
get mixed up in the
Yeah.
ends.
Oh, that's shut up, Greg.
bring
Always trying
bring
to
it
pick a
back
bar.
bring it back to its rawest essence, man.
But listen, I mean,
So-
you're a proven fact that you could definitely get something done while you were in.
Yeah,
in
you
some-
can come from that.
You come from that, and you blew up. I mean,
It's a rough road. It's a rough road.
So let me ask you this question. So you mentioned YNs, right? Now, in today's society, they got a name that they gave themselves, the YNs, right? And essentially, it's kind of the same thing of our generation, your generation. When we were younger, we were young, doing what we felt we had to do
Yeah.
to get by, whatever the case is. What are your exact thoughts or even how would you say that they should feel they should be guided?
The young dudes that we're calling YNs right now.
Right.
I think they, like, for one, you got to understand the term YN comes with this connotation. Like when you click Facebook on, you see this dude, this fully automatic and killing all this shit. If you accept people calling you that term, that's what you accept. And when you accept that, it puts you in a box. So for the young kings that are not really there, and even if you do get busy, and you get busy in certain ways, but to be under that umbrella of a YN comes with a connotation that you don't want to have on yourself. It's something that you can't shake. And then, even more, you start buying into that shit.
Yeah.
That's why this piece right here, this is one of the pieces from the Fabric Over Fishscale collection. And when you see the quote right here, it says, "Murder the myths and become great," right? And then you see the Pops with his son, and he holding that hammer. And it's nothing aggressive to any person, but it is very aggressive, like murder that myth.
Right.
Don't you
Kill those
believe this shit.
stereotypes.
Don't you fucking believe that cocaine in the streets is the only way for you because that's what they said about you. When we buy into that and we just live in that one place.
Because, yeah, you know what it is, too, is that society makes it like it's cool to be in
Yeah.
those
I
things.
think
So a
I-
lot of times it's about the clout behind it, right?
I think we're at a time right now where history is starting to repeat itself in a sense.
in a different way.
In a different way.
And
And that
sometimes the
new age
same.
of like, youngins with the YNs. You know, you briefly talked about where, back in the days you was doing the truck thing or grabbing the stuff from the truck. Like the YNs are doing kind of the same thing,
I mean,
busting out the
to an
cars,
extent, though.
getting the cars,
To an
getting
extent,
the
what,
because a lot of
though?
it
This
is
is
about
the
social
difference.
But it's
media.
the
Let me
it's a full circle, kind of like.
Let me
In a
not
sense.
let this get lost in translation because you said it's kind of like the
Like,
YNs are doing
it's-
the same thing.
Kind of.
I don't want to
in a
come
way.
at them because I am you. I come from the same stuff.
Right, right,
But
right.
this is a different era. So when you talk about the YNs doing what you have to do to survive
It's a different
and
circumstance,
eat,
yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's completely different than what we're seeing right now. Like they're living in a
Just doing
virtual
stuff to be doing stuff.
reality, a fucking video game with the things, not understanding that when you hit that switch and you let 30 shots go,
That there's real
You're
consequences.
Once you
and
miss-
stuff, yeah.
your target, that's 29 other bullets going in different places, children and
Right.
everything, and not really, that don't click for them. They don't understand that yet.
Yeah.
They don't understand that yet. It's not about nothing. They don't have the mindset of thinking like, damn, if I do this right here, then I may mess up my empire, I'm gonna get closed down or
They're not
whatever,
thinking about
because
that
it's
after
not
the fact.
something.
Right.
Whereas when things were going on crazy, and there's never an excuse for the violence, but when it was going on crazy, it was a meaning, like it came from somewhere, like it really truly came from somewhere. We're doing a whole lot better. You see, we got a lot more millionaires today than we do before,
then.
right? Because it's the access to the whole globe.
Right.
And this is what we supposed to be doing with the YN shit, turning that young king into a crazy hustler and making sure that he get his bag earlier. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being the old dude that's the clown and poisoning them.
Gotcha.
I would say, I would just say, like, the way that I see it is, I'm going to call it the Tariq St. Patrick syndrome, right? Because that's relevant to today. It's like, he comes from a family with money, with things. He wanted to hustle just purely off the instinct of this looks like something I want to do versus I don't have to do it. You making a choice for yourself to do something you don't have to do. Whereas in his eras, what he's saying is, this was built off the struggle and the pain that we were enduring to
Yeah.
survive.
To do.
So-
Versus these
right.
are options that I
And
have
it
that I don't
became
have to
cool.
make.
So my thing was
And
when I
in the
say,
midst of
when I was
that,
saying
this
history
came.
repeats
Right.
itself,
Yes.
I'm like, in a sense, like we're in America, we shouldn't be out there like doing
Yeah.
doing what
They're
we're
just
doing.
trying to replicate what they
right.
think that was.
and I
the
feel
thing
like
to do.
But,
we should be far above that.
We should be, and this
And
is
it's tough because the government,
And it's not just that. They don't
kinda
have, a
puts
lot
us
of
in
these
that-
kids
in
that's
that
out
type
here in
of
the street don't
fucking
have the
situation.
proper guidance. They
So
don't
That's
have
what it
like,
is.
But that falls
To
on the
add on
parents,
to
though,
add
too.
on to
Some
what-
parents and society.
Yeah,
Think about how
right.
many. Think about the role, the mentors or the people that they looking up to in the hood that they see doing this stuff. Because they didn't just wake up one morning and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
I mean, well, back in the
Exactly.
day, the
Exactly.
music and stuff was like what?
it all started from this, though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Look at this is what I'm telling.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
this is why I'm happy to have lived this long, have lived through this era, to have lived before the drugs came in the neighborhood when we were fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? I started out selling drugs, going to school, holes in my sneakers, you sharing clothes. Shit is fucked up. It's bad. You know what I'm
bad.
saying?
It's bad.
But that's where it all started. You know what I'm saying? This came there and it fixed some problems for us, but it really created chaos for our race. But it spun to what we are going through now. Ain't nobody can get the attention of the so-called YN like a dude who come from this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you have the opportunity to get his attention, you can't be no clown with it. There's a
No,
lot of
facts,
dudes
facts,
that come
facts.
from the
Facts.
clowns. You get this, oh,
Facts, big
in the
facts.
80s, I was this, I was that. You know that clown.
Yeah, but see what it is that you were different. You came out that and you saw a plan and you did your thing, and now look what you created.
Yeah.
Create something positive for people to see, and I commend. I mean, that's awesome. Like that's awesome
Appreciate
shit right
it.
there, like,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Like that's like there's people coming out of the same predicament as you, and doing that same shit that you were saying. Yo, I came out that shit, you know.
The
blah,
glory
blah.
days. It's the glory
This
days.
is
The
my
glo-
shit,
it is,
bro.
it is.
Like,
And
nah,
listen.
when I was younger, fuck that. I was getting, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, for real.
nah, nigga.
It's
Like,
a
real
lot.
shit
It be a
on the
lot of
corners,
that
bro.
going
Like,
on,
you know what I
man.
mean? like
be on the corners
You did
looking
not
crazy.
learn what you know what I'm saying when you came out
I
of
think
that
it's
shit,
for
bro?
them. They don't got the representation of it either. And then sometimes, even if you being guided down that path, when you older, sometimes you stuck in that ways. And also, it's like it's hard. It's hard work.
When you say, because a lot of times that's all somebody has to hold on to.
Yeah, I was
You know what I'm
about to
saying?
say that.
This is all I had. When I
This
was
is my
when I
glory
was
days.
15,
These are my
I
glory
had
days,
that.
that's what it
Because
is?
those
Yeah,
were, to
yeah.
them, those are the days when they was at their peak.
And the
So
truth
when you
of
come all the way down, it's hard to let that go.
it's hard to let that go. But listen,
At the peak of what?
listen, she on top of her game. Listen, all you gotta
so
do is turn
crazy.
on social media and you'll see it. You'll be like, yo, listen.
At the peak of what? Though? Was
what
at the
you
peak
doing?
of success or at
Like,
the peak of
you know what I'm
happiness?
saying?
See,
That was
That's
just
corner.
that was the
That's
time
like
when
a
you was
good fact.
you was
So-
at the
so say
peak.
that again,
You was
Greg?
at the either at the peak of success or at the peak of happiness, and a lot of
the
times it was
peak
like,
of
I was the
comfort.
I was the happiest at that time because I got the most acceptance at that time.
Right.
I felt
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody
that's
loved
serious.
me.
Nah,
And
nah.
it's
More
addictive.
respect,
It's
more
addictive.
respect.
Coming into a room like. So when we talk about this old dude who's washed up, listen, that's the difference between a drug dealer and a hustler. You understand what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, the dude that you're talking about right now, he's a drug dealer, and that's why he holds on to that.
Yeah.
He's not a hustler. He couldn't pivot. A lot of dudes
Because the
weren't
hustle
able to
mentality
pivot.
stay with you.
It stays with you. You don't lose that shit.
Nah,
You don't lose that
facts,
shit, and that's
facts.
why the relationship with cocaine and black people, cocaine and hustlers, cocaine and dudes like myself is a serious one. It's not a love hate, but it's a serious thing because you know in every rap song you hear about bricks and everything. These dudes lying. They don't really come from that.
A lot of them
and
got
what they-
actual degrees and they never seen it in their life, like never seen
Never
it. And
seen
then
it.
the younger artists that's coming out, like,
They're
I
like-
can't even mention their names because I don't even know them. But I could tell even the sound of the beat is different. First of all, y'all mixing house music, Jersey Club, and a drill beat all on the same track.
On same track.
That is
yeah.
not the era that I was nowhere near close to. Yeah, I'm a lot younger, but I have a lot of elders
But
around me
and
who
you're
already
making a
so.
good point.
So I'm like, them beats did not sound like
you know,
that.
They got some
They
fire
was-
music.
they got
They
though.
some
do,
good
but they
music.
also
They got some
wasn't
fire music.
wearing
Different.
their pants wasn't that tight. They wasn't dropping their
It
tail
did
all over the
shift.
floor.
Listen,
with a
this is
whole-
her. This is her telling
Listen,
y'all
I'm
this.
just saying.
I'm not even doing
I'm
it.
just saying.
This is a woman.
It is what it is. They
But-
wasn't
You know
doing
what?
all of that.
The
Like
music, I just
the
feel
way
like the
they
music hit
stand it.
different because it comes from a space of we live through this. This is our life experience, and even if you can connect with the reality of what you're talking about, it's just not the same because you're not doing it out of the burden of I have to. You're doing it out of
I
I'm
want
trying to
to.
be that nigga. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like out of the simple fact of I want
Is I
clout
have to
or
went to like I'm
virability,
used
right?
to?
Are you?
What you're used, sometimes
what-
what
somebody
you're
what you
used
used to,
but
right?
It's just
Is
a
what I-
different rap from back in the day had a different pain to it.
Nah,
It different
definitely
because
is.
that's
different-
this
it
is
was
what.
a different
Listen,
grind.
it goes back to what we started.
It was a
It comes from that struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and it changed into this, and now we have it to where it is right now. But right now, it's just straight the killing thing, the drilling is heavy.
We got too
you know what I'm
much too many
saying?
options now and too much access to information and resources to still be making these choices. And that's why it's
Every-
important for
But they don't know what
people
to
be,
do with
But that's
it.
why I'm
But
saying
don't know
that's
why I
it's
want
important.
no corny music though.
Nobody
You know what I'm
wants no
saying?
corny
We want
music.
the music that represent the struggle
you
because
that-
a lot of times
that's
people be saying,
relatable.
"Why are you talking
Listen,
about this and that?"
J. Cole gets a lot of beef because of the way he rap, and it's because he don't talk about a lot of that dumb. I mean, not dumb shit, but that hood shit.
I think it
that-
gotta
that-
be a
Cole,
balance.
Cole is unique.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
He maintained his
Right.
uniqueness.
Exactly.
So you can't be Cole. But and the truth of the matter is, motherfucker don't want to hit. It's only a room for a few Coles. They
Right.
don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
That's
We
true.
want dirt.
That's
we
true.
want to
I
turn
see
up in
that-
the
I see
clubs,
that a little
but
bit. Yeah,
it's
you're right.
a strategy
It gotta
to
be a
it.
balance
It's a
where it's
strategy
just
to
like,
it. We
yo,
can
like,
still
I
have
understand.
lit music that talks about the culture, celebrate the culture for what it is, right?
Yeah.
true. That's
But
true.
it's just the way that
I
we
like
carry
that.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the
Nah,
way that we
that's
carry ourselves is going to determine how young you
Respect
carries
that is
himself.
raw.
And
Yeah.
that's how we got to this fucked up point because the other kids, the young ones who coming up behind us, they seen what we was doing. They followed that, right?
Right.
But what happened on the way up, that thing where it was a structure and neighborhoods everywhere, not gang structure like the media would tell
Right,
you, but
right,
a
right.
structure like, listen, you can't just go to any hood. You can be from this hood. You can be from this hood, right? But you can't just set up shop and do your thing.
No.
You hold, what's going on? Like you playing games?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
not even like a economic beef or whatever, but you haven't earned the right to go here and set
Pay
up your own
dues, earn
thing.
your stripes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying pay your dues because we always got to be careful with that because the media pay your dues as if, listen, they automatically turn us into gangland.
Yeah.
You got to go
Yeah.
shoot somebody. You got to go do this.
man.
And so they can take that
That
as pay
type
your
of shit,
dues. When we
yeah.
talk about pay your dues, we talk about pay your dues here. Like, so listen, you go to every neighborhood, KSI, the Trade, the Jungle, the Island. You go to all these neighborhoods, you have people who were struggling in those areas. You understand what I'm saying? You have people who were struggling in those areas. And then you had some who got the access to this right here. And then they started making a way, and then they started understanding it. And then it really, really just started booming with the influx that we talked about, the tons and tons that they let in. But what it did was it built leadership in our community.
Yeah.
Bricks had breeded leadership in our community.
Also,
So
so
now
let's
when you
talk
have
about these
dudes,
bricks.
go ahead.
So we got a bunch of bricks on the table,
Yes, indeed.
and we just talked about your past, right?
Yeah.
And what it looks like you've done is you've repackaged
Come on now.
your
Rebrand, reframed.
rebrand, repackaged your history and turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
So what is it that we got on this table right now?
So listen, man. Started the clothing line, Double GI Clothing, which is the derivative from Go Get It Publishing, the publishing company that I started in prison because I needed to be able to provide for my family.
Yeah.
So that's that. Go Get It Publishing is with my daughter, Gabrielle Salters. And then Double GI is with my son, June That's It. That's my junior. So we have the T-shirts in there, the brick 3s, the brick 2s. This is a brick 1 that I'm wearing. And they're in there and they have
you got numbers.
the messages
You
up
on this
there.
Jordan shit.
Like this, the message right here where we talk about murder the myths and become great because it's the myths that are holding us back. And it's that much. Like, it's painful because the myths are coming from outside of our community. Like what other people say about us. Damn what they say about us. That's why the father is there with his son. Damn what these people say about you. Because if you listen to what these people say about you, even your own people too, you listen to that shit, you are doomed for failure.
Nah,
You know what I'm
facts,
saying?
facts.
But if you buck the system and you do you gonna be all right. You understand? As long as you know that and you keep that in you. So I always kept that in me. And so now, right now, me and my son, I'm teaching him, and he's crazy. He went to Metro, this high school for business in New Haven that really
I know
prepped
about
them.
Yeah.
Really prepped them, and I love it.
Yeah.
And he went to school for business, and so did my daughter. So the
Nice.
story is really crazy. So now we are pushing these bricks. We call them bricks, brick no K. Bricks
No K.
is BRICK.
Oh, okay.
That's a
right,
brick
yeah,
of
yeah,
cocaine,
yeah,
a
yeah.
kilo of cocaine.
Yeah,
But
right.
these are brick no Ks.
No
That's why
K.
brick BRIC. You know what I'm saying? Fabric
flip,
over
good flip.
Fishscale.
Yeah.
And while we're doing this, it's a situation like there's no other clothing brand that can do it like this because you have to have, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody.
Right,
Anybody can emulate something, right?
Right,
But I'm
right.
talking about to have the chops behind it, the experience, the loss and pain. You know what I'm saying? You dig into my story, you get crazy. Yeah, my brother and everything. And this is like people know the later half of my story, like that the 20 years that I spent wrongfully convicted and all that stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know everything prior to.
Right.
But being in this position and doing this work and being able to link up with the leaders in my town and have these conversations about, listen, man, you know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? This is why people respect us, and this is why they see us in the culture, because we have reached a level. And it's just like right now, we caked up with one of most people don't reach the level of one of them joints. But a certain level of respect comes when you reach it, a brick. You got a team and you got a kilo in your hood. There's a certain level of respect because it doesn't just happen like that
Nah, I
with
know.
anybody. It's character and
Yeah.
everything. The public will make you say, "Oh, it's because you're out here. You're bullying and everything." That's not how it goes. It's the same thing that happens in business. Diplomacy, knowing how to talk to people, interpersonal
And meeting the right
skills.
people, too.
And white people, listen,
You actually gotta
they
be a
love
business
it.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Because I gotta meet the
For real.
good.
Anybody
the
can
big
sell
town connect,
drugs.
You know what I'm
Anybody
saying?
can sell drugs.
But
Yeah.
who can prosper selling drugs?
Yeah.
So and it's a lot that comes behind this, like the work behind the scene. Like we talk about the work that you guys got going on behind the scene with the podcast. They don't never see the work behind
No,
the scene.
I have to have you do this because when Greg was like, "Here, his clothing line is fabric over Fishscale," and I've seen it right? I've seen people wearing it. I've seen it at the events that we go to for check-in. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, okay. He's like, Fabish. And he had to break it down for me. And then I was like, that's so fire.
It's that
But for all those who don't know, please explain the concept of fabric over Fishscale.
All right. So, Fishscale is a nickname for cocaine, and it's powder cocaine in its rawest form.
Purest form.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about the
Rick tried to
times,
get me on that shit, yo.
when
I
we
was
was
like,
coming-
yo,
trying to
motherfuckers
get
like,
you.
yo, nigga.
I just asked. I was like, do you know
raised
what it
up in the hood,
means?
nigga. Like, what the fuck you talking
yeah,
about?
you should know. Like a lot
Yo,
of people,
I just wanna
listen,
make sure
it's
that
all
you
right
know.
because a lot of people,
said, I
most
wanna make
people
sure that
don't
you-
even
that's
know
what
what
she
a
checking
brick
out.
looks like.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like a brick look like. They see on TV, you'll see the little thing right there, and they'll
listen.
call it a brick, or you'll see people and they'll hold it. That's not a brick. That's not 36 ounces in that thing.
Hell no.
You kidding me? You sell somebody that thing, you tell them it's a brick if you want. But word
But yeah,
up.
it
man.
has like a glistening on it. on
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
so-
Like, it's a purest
Look-
form.
the
like
cocaine, it looks like
Oh,
it
yeah,
looked
yeah,
like
definitely.
fish scale.
Yeah.
It glittered like that. So like I said, all throughout the country, people they get their
Even
stuff back,
the funny
you
thing-
crack
Nah,
it,
I
you
ain't gonna
check
say
it,
that.
and then that thing glittering is moist. It's right, and that's what it is.
When
And
you
people,
cook that shit don't even.
you cook it, that thing, it's
sorry,
crazy.
Oh, you know too much.
Look at, so listen, this is the relationship that I'm talking
nigga
about
just got excited.
with people in cocaine. Yeah, they get excited.
Nigga, I
Flashback, bop it. Like, what?
Hey, yo, remember that?
There was
Remember that
no-
old episode that we had? We was like, yeah.
there was no impurities in that bitch, nigga. No, I don't
Yeah.
know. Nigga.
Yeah, but that's fish scale. So we know what the fish scale did when it came to the hood.
Yeah,
and
you
if
know,
you can
facts.
really, like I said several times during the podcast, if you can acknowledge the overall picture, you can take away the good that came from it.
Right.
That
no,
shit
facts.
roughed us
No,
up real
damn,
bad.
Damn, that is dope.
Mad time in prison.
That's dope.
Mad liberty and life that we lost, addiction and everything. But if you can take the good that came from this shit and you turn it into something, like right now, I'm taking the good that
Good.
came from this, the
Yes.
leadership skills. And I got a lot of dudes in my town that I rock with that have those leadership skills still, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing good things, and I'm showcasing that. Like my man,
Nice.
definitely, I mentioned my man D-Man from the Tray,
Okay.
7K Trucking. So I got some things going on with him. And there's
word.
others, definitely my man Willie Carter. You know what I'm saying?
He has his own trucking business too?
Willie Carter is Know Your History.
Okay.
He's a clothing brand, and right now, I'm serious about branding. So it's not many brands or people that I'm gonna directly mention when I'm promoting my own clothing
Okay,
brand.
okay. Gotcha.
But Willie Carter is someone who I looked up to when I was a young buck, paying attention to the game, and he's not from my neighborhood. D-Man is the same way, and it goes like that with all the dudes from the town because I'm in the projects and I'm listening to the dudes that I run with. And I'm hearing them talk about these dudes. I'm hearing the brick talk. They talk about, these dudes got a couple of bricks. So I know the stuff, and then I see them.
Gotcha.
And then later on, when you got different feuds and everything, it comes out more, right?
Yeah.
So now, we've been
Yeah.
through so much shit.
Getting
The
goosebumps.
feuding and everything, and we learning this, right?
Yeah.
But there's one thing these motherfuckers can't take away from us, and that's the hustle.
That
This
hustle,
shit turned
yes.
us how to hustle.
Yes.
And it's because we was fucked up. We was fucked up. We ain't have it.
Yeah, the
We ain't
hunger,
have it. We
the
had
hunger,
to.
the hustle, all
We
that
had
shit.
to,
just
and
all-
that's overall. You'll see situations where people, it's heavy. People wanted to get in that didn't even have to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they was allured by it. You see it,
yeah.
and you see the rappers and everything now that act like go so far to lie about their upbringing and all this stuff and everything because that is the
That's
type
all
of
7
respect.
bricks.
He sound like he did the voice and everything, man. I don't get into the specifics,
So I
but
have
you
one,
know.
I have a question before we get into games and stuff.
Yeah.
You mentioned 20 years, right? And,
Yep.
and really on my mind is just like, with what happened in that situation, what was the mental like healing process like? Was there a level of forgiveness? Because like speaking with you now and knowing, like reading about it, but seeing you and speaking with you, you have so much positivity and just like you exude, like just
Like
you
there's
know,
no, there's
Yeah,
no.
you know what I mean? Like
I don't see
this-
no type of resentment.
Right.
Right.
And
Nah,
it's
because-
not that it's a
Yeah,
resentment,
like, no
but
type
I'm
of,
sure
like,
there was a
kinda
healing
like-
process
like
involved
you're-
with it.
You're glowing.
I do. Listen, it was like, this is what my resentment was.
Yeah.
My resentment was this, man. Across the country, when you're in prison and you watch the news, you'll see people get exonerated, right?
Okay.
And you'll see this happy dance outside of the courthouse with these people and all this stuff. But the person that got exonerated often forgets, like, it's a lot going on, but they often forget about the other people in there. And we have in-depth conversations. We go to the legal law library together. So when one person break the threshold, you're sitting there like, oh, he gonna talk about this shit? He gonna talk about, especially the criminal justice crisis that's in New Haven, so because that's what I was caught up in. So I'm sitting here waiting for it. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of dudes, when they do finally get exonerated, they have to worry. They don't have to, but they're worried about their bag. You know what I'm saying? Their compensation. So you don't want to go out on a television and make bad statements or whatever, or the wrong move.
Or bring
and
awareness
so
to other
I'm all
people's
right
situation.
with you on that. I get with you on that.
Gotcha.
But the guy on the inside is like, motherfucker, we were just at this table talking about how foul it is, and you ain't said one word.
Yeah, I got
And
you.
it hurts. So I'm in there grinding for my freedom. I'm organizing protests, dropping documentaries and everything. And I'm showing the full picture, right? So when I come home, I keep this going. I ran one protest for 7 days, all kinds of articles about it and everything, because it's just hard spending all that time in there, and then you can't just forget about the people, man.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying?
you
Especially
did
the
for
one-
them what you wanted to be done for you.
Yes.
I respect
Gotcha.
that.
Yes,
Respect
yes,
that.
yes.
Let me ask
Just
you this
That's
to
the way
do
to
my
stand
duty.
on
Come
to
on,
it.
stand on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
So let me ask you this question, because 20 years is a long ass time, and the world was completely different 20 years ago. What was the hardest thing for you when you came home to
Adjusting.
adjust to?
Listen, I think I adjusted so well and I wear this so well because I did not do the 20. My physical was away for 20 years. Mentally, I
You was
was
putting in
I was
work.
out
You was
here.
gonna get it.
Mentally,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
getting
Go
it
get
in
it.
because I do.
You still
That's
had
what
your
you
ear
have to
to
understand.
everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to understand. When you give up,
You
you're
didn't
done.
succumb. You didn't succumb to your circumstances.
Yeah, don't
Exactly.
succumb
Come
to
on
your
now.
Nah, that's
circumstances.
a
I
big
did it,
one
it
right
hurt,
there. Yeah.
but you turn that pain into something serious.
Into
That
prosperity.
shit killed me,
So he
not
came
being
out
able
focused.
to see my children and everything, and especially I got 4 children by different women,
Yeah.
so I have to manage all this, right? So it gets kind of crazy, man, and that pain is something that if you live in that, you're done. It's over.
So I got a question. So how was the rebuilding relationships with the kids directly and that how was that? Because I know that had to be like a real tough space just coming home and it's like, nah, I'm your dad. And they like,
First of all, I'm glad we so health conscious. Like we all mental wellness.
like, how was that
We in there,
adjustment?
we in
Because
there, for sure.
I know there are some that probably are gonna struggle with that whenever they
Yeah,
get home,
yeah.
and etc. So I know, and that's also something as a parent I don't want to sweep under because I witnessed it in my family amongst like other family members going through it, but just to hear it live and in person is like a different experience. So like, how was that adjustment for them? Were they initially welcoming, or did they have to adjust to who you are and you adjust to who they are and things of that nature, that parent to child like relationship?
So for me, I always respect experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like my son is younger. He's my son, but I let his experience. I rock. You know what I'm saying? I don't care father son level. It don't work when we doing business and your experience and you're managing yourself right. The father and son relationship on top of showing your experience. Do you? I don't care how old you are, how young you are. If you have the experience, I want to tap into that. So I say that because I had dudes who I was in with, that I rock with, and then when they would go home, so it's only a handful of dudes that I really, really talk in depth with about my family and all that stuff. But I would ask, like, what up, man? What's going down with the kids? Like, how it goes? And my man Champ from Hartford, they would tell me, like, yo, listen, man, get with them one by one. Get with them one by one, give them each their time. So I had did that. I did that, get them one by one. One of my babies is just naturally, she's a little bit different. So we be rocking right now, and that's just her. But this time away, you could tell that this time away had interfered with that relationship because her family and everybody, they know like, your father, man, he loved crazy on y'all. Like, but she just, it's a little bit different. She loved me to death, but cracking that code. I done cracked the code on all the other ones. They leaking right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But cracking the code on my last baby, it'd be a little wrestle. But that is what we deal with, man, when we these relationships. So that's why, like, when I'm out here and when I'm doing, like, when I told you the content and everything, no fuckery, because this is people's lives, and I'm not gonna attach myself to something where I know I'm further fucking our life up just for a couple of clicks and likes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that was it, though. Doing it getting with them one by one and developing those relationships individually.
Nice.
Because you're rebuilding in a
And
sense.
essentially
Yeah.
respecting their experience of how what happened affected them.
Yeah,
and the process
yeah.
that they need to take
Yeah.
to do their own healing.
Yes.
I love that.
That's good.
I love
That's
that.
good,
Thank you
man.
for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
sharing.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into these games.
Okay.
And we've been politicking. We having a great conversation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we actually going to speed through the games.
Okay.
We usually would spend some time on. We're going to speed through them.
And then get to the
We're
topic.
going to have some fun real quick before
right.
we get into the topic.
All right.
So we got two games. The first game. So we talked a lot about hustling. Who would you rather hustle with? And I'm not sure if we all watch these shows, but we got Tariq St. Patrick, Franklin Saint from Snowfall. We got Ace from Paid in Full. And then we got the famous Nino Brown from New
I'm
Jack City.
conflicted with one to two of them.
You conflicted with two of them? Which one?
Is the one from Snowfall and an Ace from what you call it?
Okay.
I'm with
Wait.
Ace from Paid in Full.
Yeah, because Ace was
He
pretty
had a
cool.
cold.
He-
He was respect. It was like
He
and
was
then he
respect.
still made it at the end.
He had that
like,
demeanor of like he gained respect, and then he was not too harsh on people in a sense where his boy was a little bit more.
Yeah.
said-
Because
said-
he shot every
He
day.
shot everything, bro.
Every day beat.
Done.
He was done.
Yeah, nah.
And then my boy had a famous line in Snowfall. What was it? I don't give a fuck. What that? What he say?
I built
What a
this shit
motherfucker
brick
said,
by
yo.
brick.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck
And y'all
what a
be
nigga
damn
think.
if you tear this shit
Sit
down
down.
for the way another nigga talk.
I loved that line, nigga. I was
fucking the
like,
line
yo,
up,
that
though. I
shit
just want y'all to know y'all fucking that line
No,
up.
I said it right. I built this shit brick by brick.
I be listening,
Yeah.
listen, shout
Damn,
out.
you tear
That
this
shit
shit down.
stayed in my head
Just
for
because
the
of
years
the
You don't
coming.
like
yo.
the
I
way
swear to
another
God.
nigga talk.
Yeah, okay. I just make
So
I do
those
it.
two were like one. So I put those two on top. Then from there, Nino.
Well,
I
the
can't fuck
thing
with
about
Nino.
it
I
is
would have
Saint-
probably tried to
I
like
think
clap
Nino is X'd out.
Yeah, Nino. I would have.
Like,
I would try to clap
Nino
myself.
was on some real.
Nino was too flashy for me.
All right, so it sounds like you was hitting on who would you hustle with
Yeah.
and who you wouldn't. Why you would
no,
and
right.
why you wouldn't.
Exactly,
That's thorough. I
exactly.
like that because
Yeah.
that's how I could come at it
You
like
feel
that.
me? Because like I feel like dude from Snowfall. Or wasn't it? What's his name?
Franklin.
Yeah,
He
Franklin.
just got too big for himself.
He got too big for himself, but he was also a lot about family too.
He really
the
did.
beginning part.
In the
He
beginning?
didn't get too big. Niggas stole his money.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
He
like-
started to spiral though.
No,
He
but I think
spiraled.
when the way
At the end of the
Spiral,
day,
he
he
was
spiraled.
losing.
No,
Because
but
you
he
will.
started trusting a lot of
You
different
lose
people.
$100 million in the early '90s that you built brick by brick. Like what the fuck?
It was, I think they got him for 75. The
Nigga
show
woke up in the
said.
morning,
Still got him for
75
75.
So yeah,
But the thing with Franklin is a different. Well, the way it's portrayed there, you know. I don't know if you know, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My point of view is that Snowfall is largely based on
Yep.
Freeway, Ricky Ross, and I'm gonna always give him his props.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I haven't seen too many things done to this man that is like crazy. But any old way. Franklin, what we saw, Franklin's rise was like quick, and it's a different rise than the regular. So when I talk about just one of these, so there's different different statuses with like just one brick versus what Franklin was doing. Franklin came up real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then he got into wholesale. That's what Franklin's game
right,
was.
because he knew the game in a way where he could talk to people at the time and really
From a
kind of
business
finesse.
point- from a
Yeah,
business
from a business
standpoint.
point.
Yeah.
Not finessing in the business point. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And it was like, and that I don't know what age, what range, what year range was that?
80s, 90s.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
That was unheard of.
But
That was
having those
kinda
types
unheard of in a way.
that type of skill.
Yeah, that type of skill was kind of unheard
It's
of.
definitely 80s because we talking about when cocaine. just like
Yeah,
cocaine-
right.
when it
They
hit-
show the government
those
bringing
type
it in
of those type
to
of
fund
Exactly
the
what we was
war.
talking about
that
earlier.
had the
Yeah.
bricks,
So he can
weren't
relate to
fucking with
Franklin.
people like us.
But let me say this. This is why I wouldn't hustle with Franklin.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, period.
Franklin
Let's
is
go
a
for it.
different ball game from what we come from. It's nice. He had a nice wave and everything, but
Uh-huh.
it's different from your average hood hustle. I wouldn't, knowing what I know, this is why I wouldn't hustle with Franklin. I don't want to be involved in no CIA and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying? It don't
okay,
work
alright.
Knowing
like
what
that.
you know, because we got the
And I-
information.
Facts.
And the truth of the
That's a
matter
fact.
is,
That's a fact.
when you do have like plugs like that, it is death. It's over. It is that to have Franklin's level of hustle, his plugs and everything is different from what we know. You're not being trusted. These people want to know how to kill you and everybody in your family if you're rocking with that level
That's
of
a
bricks.
fact.
You understand? It ain't
That's
no
a
game.
fact.
That's not.
He was
that-
spread too thin for sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
like,
Franklin's
deadass.
game is a little different.
Yeah.
Nino is wow. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He was wow. We remember New
But I'm
Jack
saying
City.
though, Nino,
I just got it
Nino
in my
killed his
phone because I'm doing the
homeboy,
clips
though,
with the
bro. Like,
fabric
he
over
sliced his
Fishscale.
homeboy straight off the rip because of what?
He was
Over
crazy.
A bitch?
It was the money. The money went up crazy, but this is the chaos that this shit brought because we
Yeah.
wasn't used to that shit. And then overnight, in New Jack City, the thing was they pivoted from powder to base. You understand what I'm saying? That's what really drove shit crazy when they dropped it because these was cooked up.
It was
That's
cooked
why
up,
everybody
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Yep.
cooking it up and everything. So it was cooked up. So when it was cooked up, it was immediately. Whereas people had to cook it up themselves and didn't know how to cook it up, and that was a problem. But when it was cooked up already, that shit just went crazy, and that created the crack era. But Nino in particular,
That would be your
he was-
mans.
Nah, he wouldn't be my man. On
He
my mind,
going through it. He
there's
going
a
through
time
it.
in my
He going
life.
through it.
There's
He
a
going
time in
through
my
it.
life
Yes,
I would have been
Nino-
like, yeah, Nino,
Nino got
right?
everybody roped up.
But growth is what I know. Like Nino is not it.
Not it, yeah.
Nino
it's
Nino
not
was
it.
on the radar. So,
Right.
At this point, nah, Nino,
So-
hot as shit.
So who else
So
would
now
have
you
been
got
on
two.
that
But
list?
when we go to Tariq St. Patrick's,
Yep.
Tariq?
Same.
I don't.
Same.
Why? Hold on,
Same.
wait. I want to know why though.
Wait, let him finish.
He said what?
Course correct.
Yes.
Facts.
Let him finish. That's
I'm
just
telling
one.
you,
He
I
created
don't,
two
I
ads,
don't,
but let
I
him
don't
finish.
have enough. I wouldn't hustle with Tariq St. Patrick because you don't come from this. You don't understand the hustle. And as soon as you get in that goddamn interrogation room,
You might fuck
throwing up.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
no
don't.
might. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, a lot of people,
Smoking.
a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that snitching is rare and telling the police is
No, it's
rare.
not.
It's
It's
not
not
fucking
fucking
rare.
rare.
That is the
Yeah.
norm.
Come
What
on.
is rare is when an individual is going to sit in prison for X amount of years for something that he know he didn't do, but he signed up for some shit. That's what's rare.
That's rare.
And I give my son these jewels all the time because I always like you know we keep the separation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because the
okay,
culture
I got
is
you.
fly. We love the culture. You're never gonna separate me from the culture in and of itself. But when it comes to knowing what it is, like yo, what's wrong with you? Man, people go in that cell. Let me see one of y'all sit in that cell for a day. And
you
you were
fold.
supposed to, like, you just got pulled over for driving drunk. And moms or somebody was supposed to come and get you down. And
Right.
you ain't, they said that
ain't
you
say
can't get
no.
you in
It's
that.
fine.
Listen, you're going to
See you on Monday.
Crazy.
so
No,
and
facts.
that cell bites so much that it forces people to lie on themselves. There's one dude, one exoneree, shout out to Stefan Morant. You know, he wanted to get out. They got him in this thing, X amount of hours. He's just going to tell them what they want
What they
because he
wanna
want
hear.
out. But the way the police work is they record you. They get what you want so that you can leave. And then they say, oh, well, stand up, turn around, and they arrest you on the spot. You looking stupid like, but I helped you. You
Right.
sure did, you stupid.
So what about?
But so that's
So now
why I
we use
wouldn't
Ace.
So that's why you don't
hustle
fuck
with him because I
Tariq.
don't think he's built
Now,
like that.
Ace.
Ace is who I'm gonna go with, and the reasons why. And it's not gangster shit. It's not like he built, he ain't gonna rap or whatever. Ace is for the mission. He's about the bag.
About
You
the
understand
bag.
what I'm
About
saying?
the bag.
Never mind the BS. Me, myself, personally, early days, you know what I'm saying? I'm a teenager. I'm getting to it, but I'm wondering why I can't hit my numbers, why I can't hit the numbers that I need to be hitting, and it's because I'm with the bull crap. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
Ace noticed that.
I'm
Yeah,
feeding
Ace
the
noticed that
culture
for sure,
too
yeah.
much. The
Yeah.
culture too much. So X the bull crap.
Right.
The
That sit down
the
in
violence,
front of the
the gun
Chinese food
stuff
and
or
shit,
whatever,
he
all
was
that
like, this
stupid
nigga
stuff. You
wildin'.
ain't hustling. You ain't hustling. You out here to be in the culture, and I get it because we grew up in the culture, and the
Right.
culture is so
So coming
fucking
to your
pulling.
senses moment.
But when you hustle and you stick with the mission is to get bread. And like in my later years, that's what it was. My last one was to get bread. Fuck all that violence and all that stuff. And when you talk about how Franklin is the diplomatic, and you're talking about, because that's you get into it. You don't make money with violence. That
With
shit
violence,
don't mix.
yeah, that's
now,
why I
when I
liked
was
it,
a young
Franklin.
fella,
Yeah.
I was thinking that, and I mean young fella, I mean early teens.
Right,
early
right,
teens,
right,
like
right.
90, 91, and all that
YF.
stuff. Not no fucking but not later on, because
That was
people
good
will
when I was
confuse that with later on. Later on, I'm more laid back, I'm more ace like. So that's
Ace-like.
why I would say
Alright, cool.
I would pick Ace to hustle with.
What about y'all? What y'all
I had
thinking?
that Ace on the get.
Ace
It
on
was-
the
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
The reason why I say Tariq is just for the simple fact, like, I will fuck with Tariq in his latter years of what he going through. Like, in the beginning, I probably wouldn't fuck with Tariq. The only reason why I say later, because he learned a lot, and he actually showed his loyalty and didn't, like you said, like he didn't when he those
When he
moments
did
where
come, he didn't
those
fold,
moments where
yeah.
he ended up having to go to jail, whatever the case is, he never folded. It was more of like, all right, this is the situation that I'm in.
How
I
the
gotta
fuck
do
I
what
gotta
I
get
gotta
out?
do, and how do I get out of it? Oh shit, you in that situation, I'm about to pull up and I'm gonna help you out, even if I don't even fuck with you at this moment.
So for you, it was more so of his solution orientation.
Right.
Tariq is a little different. I mean, it's different for me. Like,
It's
Yeah.
different.
it's
that new
different
age
because it's
shit.
not.
So,
When you look
Lord.
at Power, I couldn't watch Power. Power. Shout out to 50 for doing the things that he doing, the shows and everything. Absolutely, but I couldn't dig Power because I come from like a different time, like the really grimy times.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
Tariq, I'm not. You speak too
Nigga
proper,
runs around
and
the
you got too
college.
many
Yeah,
things
I
going
feel
on.
you.
Tariq is
A
from this-
real
It might
hood
be
dude
considered-
is not going to hustle with Tariq, especially
But-
at
but
that
Tariq is a
age.
wild-
Yeah, who went to
narcish a
college.
little bit.
A YN
Little
went to
narcish.
college.
Not a
He's gonna get
YN.
robbed
Yeah,
by a
he's
hood
gonna
dude.
rob,
Take
but
whatever
yeah,
you got. If
yeah.
I'm from the hood, remember, we robbing those trucks, we
Yes.
stealing sodas, we doing all that.
We still in soda.
we with the beer and
Right,
everything.
right,
Listen,
right.
But
one of the
that
hustles.
was Kane though, but Tariq was getting
was
on that
Kane.
nigga ass.
One of the
That
hustles.
nigga ass.
Yo,
That nigga Tariq can shoot that
Tariq
gun.
is just a different thing. It's
he gonna shoot the
different.
shit out that gun.
That's
But
why I
he
say
gotta
when
get
you
in
look
his
at it,
feelings
when you look
first.
at it, you see
If
Tariq
he
like
not in
a
his
dude,
feelings,
a
he ain't
hood
doing it.
hustling dude, like a dude that really
Nah,
come
he
from the
can't
grind.
box.
You
He
can't
definitely
connect
can't
with
box.
Yeah, box,
Tariq.
for sure,
Can't
yeah.
shoot the gun.
That's why
I
Kane never really fucked
I just
with him.
kind
You can
of
see it.
I went to high school in Wallingford because I was.
Hold up, man. You're gonna have to join the podcast.
I can't.
or
This
something.
my job.
He gonna put the
You got
audio
the
up
mic.
there.
You got the
Every
mic.
time.
my job.
Every
Yeah,
time.
my audio.
Yeah, you got
Go
the
ahead.
mic.
Let's
You got
hear you.
the
Let's
mic.
hear you,
Nah, I
Kyle.
went to high school in Wallingford, but I'm from the Ville. Like, feel me? I'm a streeter, so I
Yeah,
come from
yeah.
the family. We grew up doing it, so I know what you're talking about when you say, like you said, you starting with a fucking ball, and you trying
Yeah,
to
it's
figure out
different.
how to move up from the ball. Like when you hit 100 grams, you feeling like, nigga, I'm doing it, and not even knowing you not even almost
you get
there at
full
all.
boost.
Like, you feel
You're
me?
almost there. You're not even almost there.
Most niggas
Yo.
don't even get past that point for real. Like, you feel
That's
me?
true, that's
So,
true.
so when I'm going to school in Wallingford and I'm seeing the difference in the parallel of our lives, like, feel me? How poor I am compared to how poor everybody else is. But now I'm going, y'all niggas like, what? Y'all need what? Oh, I could get that.
So look at that. Listen. That's the Tariq St. Patrick hug. All right, so yeah, I could dig
I
that.
didn't even I ain't even correlate that, but I think
that was my braiding. Like,
And
on
there
the-
you go.
On the weekend, go do this for me. Like,
That's a different type
bring
of.
it
So
back.
that's why I say, like, realistically, Tariq, they will rob the living life.
Yeah,
out
that
of
we'll-
Tariq
we'll
in the
definitely
hood.
rob
Like,
Tariq.
you come from the Ville. These Ville niggas gonna be all on Tariq ass.
He gonna shoot niggas though.
But
He gonna shoot niggas.
we gonna
but
send him to shoot
no.
niggas.
I don't know if you gonna land one though.
Out of
I ain't-
Ville.
No, he gonna land it. We gonna send
Oh, he
that
had a
nigga.
good shot. He had a
They
good
gonna
shot.
fire one shot, them Ville niggas gonna go, ooh, ooh. And it's ooh. Y'all know that. Them Ville boys, ooh, ooh. you. Listen, y'all gotta know your history about that
But
one. I don't know if y'all
that's-
know it yet,
Yeah,
but you
I know
gonna get to know it.
Yeah.
You get that. Ooh, the boys coming on all kinds of backyards and everything.
Yo, I
so
was just
crazy.
talking to somebody about that. Like, nigga, we have booby traps in the hood for cops. Like, if you get
Honest.
chased, I know I can run through this yard. This gonna trip you, type shit. And these little niggas don't even. It's just a different culture
It's just a
outside.
different thing.
Yo,
But
but
listen,
it's
that's what
different
makes it
because-
so dangerous right now because it's not based on like
There's no
our
code,
our
there's no
thing.
structure,
It
there's no
emanated
respect.
from pain and struggle. Really, like literally not being able to fucking feed yourself. You understand what I'm
niggas
saying?
don't have a
Moms
why.
is at work
don't.
busting their ass.
They don't
Pops
have a
is
why.
not in the picture right now.
Yeah, they doing it
and
for fun
moms
mostly
make the
now.
bread and bring home a dinner, but lunch and all
But
that
you
times
ain't eating.
you
Got
gotta
leftovers
get
in
it
a
right,
motherfucking
man.
microwave,
And then when you
your
go
ass
to
won't
school,
starve.
now you coming into that age where you want sex.
Yeah.
You want to you want the girl to be turned on by you,
Right.
but you gotta hide the holes in your sneakers and everything. And then this come along, and that shit change. It ain't just fix the hole. It turned that holy Jordan, that holy sneaker into some Jordans on a
right.
regular basis, and that's where it starts off like low like that. But when we compare that to what's going down now, it's not about a bag right now.
No.
It's just about competition. It's about likes. It's a lot of fucked up shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're in the place that we are in. But that's one of the reasons why I make it my freaking mission to let young dudes know, don't stunt your growth. Do not stunt your growth. Right now, this is your time. This is your time. Man, these old dudes. I'm an old dude. I'm getting to it because I know what I gotta do. I'm
Right.
behind.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
behind trying to provide for my family, trying to create generational wealth. You're ahead of the game.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whatever you do, man, be about your bag, man. I can't
There's a
talk down about nobody or
there's a-
whatever.
About your life.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's a difference between now and then, which I think the word is rawness, that is not respected. Now everything is so sugar coating, cotton, bubble gum, and everything coated that they just like, oh, I could go and do whatever. I'm
That's
repair
true.
man, like, and it's not. We're for real,
man.
Before it wasn't like that. Like it was not like that. It was, but look at it for real. Remember
Yeah,
how
yeah.
repairman used to come through the ceiling? No proper tools.
That's exactly the flashback I had.
No,
I was like, yo, that's
no proper tools. He got a rubber ducky. Like this is how they look. This is how they look. I don't care how whoever take it, however they take it, because I've been blessed to be able to see a lot. And
Yeah.
as intelligent as I am, as strong as I am, as powerful I am, I've seen a lot. I just don't talk a lot. And that's the difference too between eras too. They talk too much too.
Right.
But that's a whole nother story.
But that's
what I'm
it's
saying.
a
This is
raw-
what
it's
social
a-
media
it's a-
did
it's
is-
it's a rawness to it that when you respect what's really real and organic, it's raw. It's in the raw. Even if you want to go to as simple as something like being black and using shea butter. When you go to the actual African continent and you get it from there, it's raw. When you start coming here and you start watering it down and mixing it, you like, dang, this what is it? Cocoa Helene don't work.
Cocoa Helene is
because
crazy.
because that's an old lotion we
it's
used to,
been
but it was
watered
so
down.
watered down,
Yep.
it don't work. But when you there, it works. So when you talk about a respect level between now and then, there is not necessarily none, because they wouldn't even know what to start with the real respect. They don't
Real
even
talk.
know what's really raw.
Yeah.
They just see like, oh, this happened because I did a Google
I can
search,
replicate it.
and now my whole life is based on a Google search. And then, unfortunately, it's so many
That's why you gotta use
parents too,
ChatGPT.
and the thing is,
Influencers, for
community
sure.
was
Yeah.
different. Parents and community was different. They're two different things, but they're different. The community then is because everyone was struggling, so I understood your struggle, your struggle, your struggle. So if I got a loaf of bread, you get a slice, you get a
takes
slice,
a
you get
village
slice.
mentality.
Now you don't get no slice. If you want a slice,
Go
you
get your
gonna
own
have to
Don't
do
knock
the
on my
most
door
for
for
the
no
slice.
sugar.
Listen,
And it's so it's you don't
That's
respect
for
the
real.
rawness. That's
That's for
one.
real.
And then
That's
two,
true.
then
That's true.
the parenthood, in the way some parents are still paying catch up from his era. Like, but it's still so many that's playing. So they still at the clubs, they still at the bars, they still on the corners, they still everywhere else. But then you
But
got so
home.
many other youth that's like, well, I have no guidance, no one to love me, no one to be like, fix this, change that, or nothing, even down to our young men.
On top
It
of the
is
babies,
scary
babies
to
raising
raise a
babies.
young boy in this age, because when I say if Clueless was a person, it's like, where's Waldo in a brain? Because it's like, bro, what are you thinking up there? Oh no! But they could turn on YouTube real fast.
Yo, it's
Yo,
and
that's
YouTube
facts, though.
something,
That's facts.
and
Yo,
you
I'ma
can
tell
tell
you
me
something
who's
that's
the
true,
hottest
too.
new artist as of last week because he hit social media streams. But you can't tell me nothing real. You have no grit. You have nothing. You're just doing stuff. I guarantee, if you grab one of them boys that's out here stealing cars and ask them, what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? They ain't got no real. It's cause it's fun. Yeah, it is. Till somebody
Until
put
somebody
belt
get
to
hurt.
ass. I'm sorry, and really show you some real stuff. Then it's, oh, my heart and I need therapy. Yeah, I bet, because you haven't been exposed to what's raw and what's real, and we've been robbed of that, and they've been robbed of it more and more and more, and it's getting watered down. Where it's like, yeah, we were what we were, but it wasn't 100% wrong that we were. It made us who we are. That's how we became
There we go.
resilient
There
to
we
where
go.
we are today.
Yeah.
Even before that, we were resilient.
Now, hold on.
She
Just say,
cooking, son.
just say it one time.
She cooking, son.
Fabric over Fishscale.
Okay, fabric
Fabric
over
over
Fishscale.
That's what it is. You just broke it down. You explained it, and it's that thorough, man. You understand what I'm saying? But that's why, if we can flip the script, like, listen, everybody is infatuated with this. No matter what, I'm not talking about my clothing brand. I'm talking about bricks. I'm talking about, you listen to every song.
Yeah.
Listen, we flip the script with this, man. Doing these things, and as broad as I'm going with my social reform connects and everything throughout the country, it is something that has the potential to shift the culture. But nothing is shifting the culture without the confirmation of the people involved, man. They have to buy into that. They have to buy into that. And the way you get people to buy into that, people who come from what we come from, we still suffering. We just fronting a little more than ever with a little Louis V and things like that, because it's easy to buy status, right?
Yeah.
But when we start digging into these young dudes who are influential, 18, who got all these dudes that are behind them, and we got to let them know, listen, King, you worthy.
Yeah.
Like, you can. I don't give a what you doing. I don't care what you can transfer it over, and we can start doing this. And you keep your king. The culture. The problem is everybody wants to separate the culture from the people. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It ain't never gonna happen. We always gonna love hip hop. We always gonna love the culture. You can't separate.
Yeah.
You can figure it out, and you can help a young fella get to a bag and do things like that. You can bring inspiration to the community, programs that show them things, and it has to be from credible people, man.
Yeah.
It can't be from the outdated dude like we talking about earlier, trying to get props today for yesterday's work. Them
Right.
dudes be
Yeah,
the worst,
yeah.
man,
Yeah,
and
they
they
be the worst,
dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right,
So
Greg.
next.
What's
What's
next,
next,
Greg? I like that. That was good.
Greg.
I wasn't even ready to move on.
Y'all asked next as I was getting a drink. All right, so now we're going to go into the famous game, and then after this, we're going to get into the topic. Not my sink, not my dishes. You're in a business meeting, and someone says your idea verbatim.
Man, you do that shit a lot.
What?
So you do that.
Biter?
What?
Hold up, Greg.
just did this
Listen.
moments
You've been
ago.
accused
You just
twice.
did it.
You've been accused twice.
ago.
I'm not gonna convict you just yet
Wait,
because I don't
let
believe
me
that's
ask
enough
you a question.
evidence.
Was I accused twice by him?
Then it don't
Oh
count.
man,
It's crazy.
you getting sketchy
It's
now.
worse. It's worse.
You would have been better
You got
off letting
accused by
that
your
ride.
wife,
Okay.
and then you got accused by your friend.
I don't remember getting accused by her. I don't remember what that was.
That's a
What was it?
crazy one.
When
That's
you
a
was
crazy
talking about
one.
coming up with the topics, I had to insert myself and said,
Right,
I know
'cause he wasn't
you
giving
never
you no
mentioned the
props.
Oh, no, that's
collaboration.
different. That's different.
giving
That's
you
different.
no props.
had an episode about
we
props.
talking about this.
Okay.
Now look, you know he hit a wall when he said we talking about
He
this.
said, wait a minute.
Diversion.
Diversion, yo.
Word up.
Course correct. Okay.
But that's a-
This
Right.
nigga ain't ever been in a business meeting with me.
That's definitely a serious one. That's
No, but
definitely a
yes.
serious one. You know, that's not my sink, not my
Does
dishes.
it
Because
make a
if that
difference
happens-
where like you're in a room populated where like business wise and the same person says the same thing but it's a different color?
Always gotta bring it to some
dead.
race shit.
I'm dead because you
Because it
saying
matters.
gotta
you
bring it to
say
some
everything
race.
else.
I'm just
And then
saying.
the color changes. That's
do be
crazy.
mattering.
I mean, does it make a difference? I mean, just
Do be
saying,
mattering.
like,
The same person.
and then
more
they
context
gravitate
is
to
needed.
that one instead of you saying it.
Because you said it was blue and he said it was red.
Right.
But it's the same concept. You just change one small minor
Oh,
detail.
yeah.
I got you.
So I actually been in this situation. I
Let's
had
talk
I had a
about it.
business partner that I was
Let's
working
unpack.
with for.
She said, "Let's unpack."
So I was
instigating is
working with him,
crazy.
and he was more of the leadership inside of the company that we was working with. And every single time, every meeting we had a meeting every week, and I would come and say, "Yo, I got this idea. We gonna do this."
Would he shoot it
da-da-da-da-da.
down?
And every
No, he don't-
single time, people like, "Yo, no, that's stupid. We'll never do that.
And
It
then
don't
go
make
in
no
and say
sense."
it.
And then how did
And
that
like
make you
1
feel?
or 2 months later, he'll be like, "We gotta do this, that, and that." I'm like, "Nigga, I said those exact words and you
And
shot
so,
it down."
how many times did you go through this process before you realized you stopped giving this nigga ideas?
Oh, a lot.
Damn. You was
Yeah.
a
But
glut
see,
for
that's
punishment.
2 month lapse, though. That 2 month lapse is
Yo, because
a little different.
here's the thing.
One
At the end of the day,
time.
yo,
One more time.
for me in that situation, it was it started off as a level of friendship. It was like, yo, all right, I know you on some fuck shit, whatever. We'll talk about
But
it.
you was in denial.
So hold on,
of the
listen.
person
2
really
months
was.
later, so you think that he stole that from you? That he remembered
Oh,
that
yeah,
he
hell
just
yeah.
stole that,
No,
or
no,
it
no.
could have
So-
been a
so
lapse
here's-
in his
so
memory.
here's the thing.
And then he bought it
But
up.
this
Come on,
the
devil's
problem.
advocate.
The first time I checked it up to that.
Okay.
All right.
The
okay,
second
okay.
time I was like,
And then
after
the
the
third time,
third, fourth,
All
fifth,
right,
I'm
okay,
like,
fool out of
you.
It's still the third,
You
fourth,
just
five.
don't like
you
when it
let
comes
go.
from
They've
me.
been stealing our product for years already, my nigga. Like, you should have known that shit
He
was
wasn't
coming.
white, Omar.
He was probably white.
Okay,
wasn't
Omar's
white.
You know what's
racist.
funny?
Omar's racist.
Not that race.
Wait,
He wanted to be
didn't
white
say
so
what the
bad.
race
different
is.
race. I didn't mean white or
Nah, but
Omar
I know
trying to walk it
you
back
and I
his
know what you
slave.
meant.
It could have been white, Mexican,
Bring
whatever.
it back,
you know what
bring it
I'm
back,
saying?
bring it
Indian.
back.
He was Indian nigga.
No, he was
Damn,
no,
we getting
because I
into
know who
Spanish.
you was trying to say.
He was Spanish.
No,
We ain't gonna
Who
call
it
it.
was?
It was
Do
a
I know
brother.
he
this
was
nigga?
Asian.
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
He was
Right
like,
there.
somebody did it.
Nigga, you nigga, every single
That type of
race.
shit, bro.
Yeah. All his ties, he took all those ties and
I
just said,
never
that's what I'm
predicted
talking
it was
about.
white from the beginning, though. I never predicted it was white from the beginning.
You're right.
No, I didn't.
just ain't
I
say
didn't
it
say
out
that.
loud.
I said different race.
You didn't say it out loud.
I ain't said
But
different
We're gonna
we
have to
knew
run
what the
that
fuck
back.
he was
So
saying.
you racist, nigga, because you thought it was white, bitch.
Nah, I just know you.
I didn't say white.
I don't
I
say
said
it
white.
He was like, he was a
Go back
white
to the
I
clip.
do not
Go back to the
recall.
clip.
Make sure when you
back
do
to the
go
clip.
back,
We're
you
going
put the
back to
clip
the
at the
clip.
bottom of the
He
screen.
definitely said
I am
white.
definitely
Okay.
He definitely
I
said
said
white.
white at the beginning. I said different race.
All
I
right.
said
No,
different race.
look, he
But we'll
about
go
to go
back to
down
it.
hard. Let her spit.
Even if you said,
It did say different race.
even if you
Hold
said,
on, let him finish.
but even if
We
you said
implied
different
white.
race,
He
guys
implied
are
what?
right.
How did
Thank you.
Hold on, what did he
everybody in the
say?
room know what you meant.
Different
nigga.
race. Thank you.
You implied
Thank
it.
Can we just say this?
yells
Wait,
white.
wait. Can we just say that?
We all knew who be doing it.
Don't point at me, niggas. Keep that nigga to yourself,
You're not
bro.
listening to what
Can we
Tone
just-
just said.
can we just
Tone
say-
saying, we all knew you was talking about a white person.
Oh, man.
Okay, wait a minute.
We all
Everybody
knew.
said
in
we-
the room
we-
know
we-
you
we-
was
we-
talking about a
we-
white
No,
guy.
you didn't listen to him. He said
you
we all
imply?
know who he implied.
But
We're
we
gonna have
know
to
what
play that
Tone
back.
is
I'm gonna have to
implying.
see that.
All right. Well, anyways,
Nigga, that don't make.
they about to argue. They about to argue because that's their thing.
Ike and Ike about to go at it.
Which is crazy because it was Lord who called you racist, not Grant. But all the antagonism is going over here.
Because that's what they
Crazy.
do. I can
This is
tell.
what they do. Immediately it was Greg.
Every time.
However, so it's funny because this literally time. So I'm a curator. What that means is, I know, but for real, I be putting on events and stuff, and sometimes, I always have ideas, and then sometimes he gives me ideas, and I have listened to him, and be honest. I have listened to him, I just chuck it up in the back of my head, but then sometimes I'll just have this moment of like an epiphany, right? And I'm like, oh, this will be a good idea, and then I'm talking about it to somebody, and he'll be like, and who gave you that idea? But it genuinely wasn't something like, oh, you told me that? Okay, cool. It just was in the back of my head.
It was on your
but I didn't
subconscious.
necessarily put it out there as if I'm trying to claim it and not give him props. It's more so I didn't really think hard when you said it, but it stayed in my subconscious.
So I'm gonna
This
tell
is
you why that
different.
is.
You can apologize by putting that thing on him, right? But whoever this other person was that was affiliating title. He apologized by putting nothing on her. He was copying this man, and he was using it for his advantage. That's all. He was stealing his
He was
sauce.
extracting it from
He
her
was,
right
he,
on the
was,
spot.
he was stealing his sauce. It's okay.
Greg, come on, let's have a think tank today.
Right. What is your ideas, buddy? Like,
Greg getting the room like, where everybody else at? No, they don't need to be here. I just wanted to hear, what do you think about this?
with a notepad, like, and you said we're gonna move what to the left? Yeah, like he was Steven
Yo,
Ruben.
but nah, like I actually know the difference between that situation and the situation with her. Cause I know a lot of times when I be talking to her, it'd be like this and that, but a little bit of it resonates right
But
here.
that is your why.
So,
That's
but
us,
the
though.
thing is I know that it is what happens. That's why I still say what I say, because I know it's not all going this way and that way.
Yeah.
So she's going to remember some of the shit that I say.
But not necessarily
So
remember that you said
I just like to fucking poke the bear sometimes and be like,
Sometimes.
who told you that?
Oh, so this is a
Sometimes.
thing between yous anyway.
that is
That little
that is
stuff
your
that you
whole
stole
why.
today, she couldn't let you get away with stealing that because this is what happens. All right, I see this little tug of war.
It's funny because my daughter does it too. Because like, my daughter does it
yeah,
too.
nah,
whole
it's-
family
no,
in
but
on
she's
it.
worse.
It's a part of
She's worse.
it's in the blood.
No, but she does it. So what happens is I'll be talking to somebody and I'll be like, yeah, I had to stay up all night making cupcakes. And then he was like, oh, you had to stay up all night making cupcakes?
yeah.
And I'll be like, she helped me. No, she helped me. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, she helped me. But I can't have a moment where I'm just talking about myself. I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about what I had to do. She wants me to include her because she was involved.
She's
And I'm
like,
just
"Give
like,
me
you
my
know
credit."
what? So this last time, I actually had nothing to do with the cupcakes. I was somewhere else dancing. And I was teaching dance, let's be clear.
Yes,
I was
yes,
teaching a
yes,
dance
very
class, and I just did not have the time to finish this order, so I had just asked her to take over it. So when people was asking me, and I wish she could have been a fly on the wall at this wedding, because they was like, who made the cupcakes? I was like, my 14-year-old daughter, Symphony, made the cupcakes. Please record me saying it. She held it down. All I did was make the frosting.
her
She did
props,
everything else.
man.
Right.
Like, you know,
that's
so,
good.
but we all do it, like checking each other, like, did you forget?
But
that I was
props are
involved, that I was
important.
there?
Yeah.
Credibility
Yeah.
is important.
It be like
Yeah,
that.
it really
It
is
be like that.
important,
I be
for
like that
sure.
with certain things. Sometimes I don't even want to take. Like I don't want to hear the idea or whatever. I don't want to go through that. Still,
Yeah,
like especially when it happens with this type of stuff. Like because this coming from what I come from, coming from what we come from. Everybody in the town knowing me, they hit me up. Yo, I ain't doing a skit like
Yeah,
that.
'cause they're not giving you an idea
There's a
to be
million
genuine.
ideas, but I'd be like, just like that, just to shut them down.
Right.
And I'm saying that because I don't want you to say that I stole your
Right.
idea.
Right.
Because
You giving me the
a
idea
lot
to
of the
benefit from it.
ideas when it comes to the content behind this are going to be the same because we've lived this.
Yes.
So we've lived in houses where they rated it. It's a kilo on the thing or whatever they bring every. So those types of ideas and just endless ideas with this thing. So that's why I took on this type of marketing because I know that, and then I know that I can share some live stuff with my community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But those ideas are crazy. Like you don't want people. I gave you that idea.
Yeah.
And they feel like you owe
Yeah.
them something.
Yeah, because they hold you to it.
And they
Right.
do.
You wouldn't even be there. I'm the one that.
I just read coming in that Chris Brown is supposed to be in a lawsuit right
Yeah, I
now
saw
for
that shit,
titling
yeah.
his concerts Breezy Bowl. So it's like credibility and stuff like that is highly important because on a higher scale,
Yup.
lawsuits are real.
Somebody
so
looking
it's
for a
like
bag.
you gotta keep it cute, keep it tight with that because
All you gotta do is trademark shit before niggas do it.
definitely. And how you track your stuff too. You putting in this time and this energy and stuff like that. So you want to make sure we had a whole episode previous about
Inspiration versus
about this. Yeah.
what was
and-
it? What was it?
It's about an argument.
Yo, no, but what, look at him. He
That's
ready.
all he got from
He
it.
knows something.
He's
That's
like-
all he got from it.
It was what was it? It was what was it?
Inspiration
Biting.
versus biting.
Biting.
Yeah, versus
Yeah.
biting.
Biting,
What's the
yeah.
difference? Like the fine line between
And do
biting
you have to
somebody's
give
word or
credibility
being
every
inspired
time?
by somebody's word. And that was the conversation. So y'all touching, we ain't even gonna get back
Yeah,
into
we're
that.
gonna- as a matter of fact, we just gonna go ahead and switch the gears into the main topic of the episode.
Okay.
Nice segue.
What's that
Let's
main
go.
topic?
So the topic here is who do we clap for louder? The one who made it out or the one who stayed in and built? So to clarify in case anybody don't understand.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
So a lot of times.
I just think it's so funny that every time you say some shit, Omar feel like it's about him.
No,
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah,
me.
yeah.
He's
So that was
looking
about-
at me
that
right
was about-
now.
Other things
I-
going
I was-
Look
on.
at me,
about-
giving me that fucking dimple on his fucking left hand.
Okay,
Yeah, why you
but
looking
for
at my dimples?
But for clarification, right? When Greg read this topic to me, I did not understand it because I'm like, what do you mean by that?
I felt like it was basic.
When
A
I
basic
read-
question
when I read
where it was
I think
general.
I got it.
So I was like, I was
Yeah.
on the cusp of, I think I have it, but I'm not sure what you mean. Like, is he staying in his circumstance and building in a negative light, or is you just staying in the hood? So then he
was
had to read the
too-
follow up.
yeah.
He didn't make a follow up because just in case, but then y'all just always.
I always
All right,
asked,
so what
I
is
asked
it?
him, I was like,
Explain it
Let
to
him
us.
explain.
A lot of times, so there's two different scenarios, right? So you got where somebody is
Could've
in the
put it in
hood.
the question.
Somebody like yourself, actually. You came home, you did your thing, and you're making things happen within, right?
Yep.
And then actually, I'll use myself where I actually extracted myself from the hood and went to a whole different area and started to do better for myself,
Elsewhere.
right? So in this circumstance is
I was about to cut you down on this podcast when you said I went to a whole other place and started doing. I thought you were about to say you started doing for that.
no,
community.
not at all,
Yeah,
not at all.
What the hell is going
Nah,
on?
not at all.
It sounded like that. He was going there, I told
Nah,
that.
so it's more about
He had
like
to remove himself.
You
from that
moved
area. Yeah.
so for the betterment of yourself, you
Yeah, he
removed
was working for
yourself
the
from a
Chinese people.
situation that you
exactly,
knew that wasn't good.
exactly.
Right? I could dig
exactly.
The
that.
Asian person was
So
feeling
he
like
working for the
this.
Asian people.
And I hate that I said your situation, my situation, because it ain't about me versus
But it
you.
gives a visual.
But yeah, it gives a visual. So who do we clap louder for? And
It's more like who do you respect more, almost, or like who?
Yeah,
do
that's what
who
you're
do
trying
we
to- I
rally
feel-
behind? The person that left to do better, or the person that's staying and do better, and then why?
I feel like
Because we should really be clapping for both of them.
both of them. Exactly. I was going to go to
You know
that
what
too.
I mean?
Yeah, I
And
was
there's
like,
the why behind it, because the situation is that honestly sometimes we be clapping louder for the people that left and come back.
right.
You
But
know
I
what
was
I mean?
in this question. I was kind of
Your
confused in the way
definition
where
of made
it
it out
was like,
has to be.
what in the way if you're trying to point it as a negative term or a positive
No,
term?
I think
It's
it's
not
just
about negative or
open-ended.
positive.
It's just open ended.
It is open-ended
I'll
like
say
a
this. I'll
motherfucker,
say
right?
this.
But that's a
to
good
answer
thing.
to answer your question, sometimes people make one the negative, and sometimes people
make
make
it
the
up.
other
Because
the positive.
yes, because staying
Yeah.
is the positive aspect of it. Because this nigga didn't leave, he didn't forget about where he came from.
Right.
That connotation. Whereas it's just like in Connecticut specifically, right? Especially music wise. A lot of times you got to go to Atlanta, or people feel like they do because the Connecticut scene is not supporting them. And then
Yeah.
when they come back and they done made it, they got clout, they got Grammys, all these stuff. Now everybody want to fuck with them.
Yeah, a couple
But when they was
of-
trying to
I said one of
build
my friends
from
went
the
out
ground
from-
up, people didn't want to support it. So there's this connotation that you got to leave to make it.
Yeah.
And people respect it. Versus, oh, you from the hood. Some people look at it negative if you don't come back and pour into your neighborhood.
Right.
So there's different ways to look at it.
Nah, it's definitely-
It depends
It
on what it
depends.
is, because like, well, I always be going back to these rappers because a lot of times they be crazy because it's all fake stuff like that. But when you talking about going back to your hood and doing stuff, yeah, man, you have to. Like if you really come from the struggle that we talked about and you was then. We all, like I said, we got all these different neighborhoods within New Haven, right? But we all come from the same struggle. We all know them food stamps, we know roaches, we know this shit. We all know this stuff, man. And to navigate all through that I've navigated, right? I go hard body for community because I have this understanding of self now that I gained in prison through this right here,
Yeah.
through this stuff. I really got to understand where I came from, and now I know that. Listen, I'm not the outcast that they say. It's circumstances, right? So that right there is what compels me to have to do my work within.
In a
You
sense,
know what I'm saying?
it's like you have loyalty to what made you.
Yes, that's what it is. On all on all playing fields, loyalty to what made me. From this, the struggle in my house, to the camaraderie in my project, to the camaraderie in my city. Because when you listen to these guys, rappers and everything, you'll hear someone tell you, "Yo, listen, man, My ops, I went to jail. I found out my ops even realer than my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because that is when you get to know a person. You understand? And yo, you get to realize, yo, we the same.
You know what? It's just like that question. Like sometimes on interviews, people be like, if you could change one thing about your past, what would it be? And like for me personally, the answer is I don't want to fuck with that. Right? Because at the end of the day, I don't know who I will be. I love who I am now because the things that I've been through and where I came from shaped me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if I change those things, I don't know who I end up becoming.
Nah, facts.
100%.
That's facts.
100%. That's what I'm saying. So I, in particular, on certain issues, like kind of will despise that, but it depends on the situation. Like if person come up and then leave the hood, but when you look down on the hood, like you better than us or
That's
something.
different.
I don't give a
That's
fuck
different.
about how
That's
much
different.
money you got, because that's what I'm saying. A lot of times people leave and look down. Listen, this is what we do. We flex. That's all money is about. It's not about us getting ahead and getting our kids right. Right now, overall, we flex on each other.
Yeah.
That Louis down to the
That's
side,
just-
so
that's
that's
a part
nothing
of our
but a
culture.
flex on it, and it's our culture, and it's
Yeah.
all right, and it's all right. But
So
when
you
we start
wouldn't
waking
applaud
up,
that guy
a little bit.
that's looking down to the
That's
hood.
looking down? No.
That's
I
looking
don't
down
applaud
on us.
nobody
Because he
looking
still
down on nobody
made
no
it.
matter where you came from.
No, you don't look down on us, you piece of crap. We need to
Yeah.
go rob you.
I don't
What's
care.
wrong?
Yeah.
Right. In that order. Exactly.
Yo,
In that order.
All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
man, listen, man, we come from some rough stuff. So it is a beautiful thing to see a brother have enough knowledge to know that, listen, I have to remove myself from this situation and get up out of there, which is the first thing right there, right? And then when we get to the ladder, you're gonna commend this dude who's staying in the fire. Like, I'm in the fire right now, right? But you have to deal with it on your terms, because it'll eat you up.
Yeah.
The hood will eat you. The hood still gobble dudes like it ain't no tomorrow. You
Because
understand? I
no
don't care
matter-
what side
No
you
matter
on.
how you put it, there for whatever reason, there is a such thing as the crabs in a barrel mentality, and sometimes
Yes.
you do have to remove yourself from that circumstance. You got to go where you're supported, where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, right? So it's just like if I'm trying to build something and the community I'm trying to build it for is not supporting me and it's draining me more than it is benefiting me, I gotta go somewhere else to try to build. It doesn't mean that I still don't circle back around, because for all we know, the reason they're not supporting me is because maybe my price point is too high. Right? Maybe they don't understand
You
the
just
vision
might
that I'm
not
trying to
be
do.
the customer
Maybe
that I
they're
need
just
right
not
now.
the customer I need right now, but that don't mean I don't circle back around. Right? I'm trying to build something for something. Just because that for is not where I need it to be doesn't mean I've turned my back on it completely. It's just
No.
that I got to go a different route to get to that level.
It's the Robin Hood mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a serious
have the
thing.
Robin
That's the
Hood
one that you
mentality. You can't have
clap
the MC
louder
Hammer
for.
mentality.
Is the Robin Hood mentality type of.
It's not about clapping louder. I think.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying
You
to say.
applaud,
Yeah, I
you
know, I know.
applaud,
You applaud.
you
Yeah.
applaud the dude
That's
who
what you-
left, who was smart enough to remove himself from the situation. You definitely have to applaud that.
You applaud
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
You
right,
applaud that.
Right.
You're gonna go crazy for the dude who remain and
You crazy
to
for the
remain
dude that
to-
remains.
for remain, yeah, because yo, we seen all your struggles.
Yeah.
We were on
Oh,
the journey
everything
with
you got,
you.
and you got the nerve to make it, and
Yeah.
you still. So
Yeah.
you don't have to
Like,
be
it's
in there
against
physically,
you
but you
guys.
Alright,
have
so that's
like
what-
like what I'm
that's what
talking
I'm
about.
saying.
Listen, I can't afford to be here physically, like as I'm shaking, because like I'm telling these young kings, we think global. That's how we gonna make it. In your city, it's only 20 diehard people that really like
Fuck
what's
with you.
going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't gonna last long. Your city is gonna turn their back on you as you go up.
Yeah.
That
Right,
shit is like
right.
a regular thing that
yeah.
happens. You can have that love. They're gonna love that homegrown dude that's just natural and whatever, because he is them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have the access to him, and he like and when he's authentic. When you
Yeah.
can see somebody is authentic, you know, like, yo, he one of us. Like, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And
right.
that's what it is. You
And
always
that
gonna
happened
love
with
that.
Young Dro. When Young Dro passed away, he actually got big, left his city whatsoever.
Young
and
Joe
then
died
actually-
in the car accident,
I
right?
believe so. No,
I remember-
he was shot. Huh?
You talking about Dolph?
Dolph? Was it Dolph?
I
or
thought.
Young Dro?
Listen, I ain't want to do it
I
to
know,
her.
right?
I ain't
ain't
want to
gonna
do it
lie.
to her.
I'm sitting here in my head like,
But
I
it
don't
is
know.
like that.
No,
I
so-
get. I
but
can
I
dig
know-
that.
die.
So wait.
Young
Is it
Dro
Young-
is.
Nah,
I think-
Young Dro still
Young
alive.
Dog.
Young Dro, Young
Yeah.
Jock. I know
So
Young.
I'm
Young Dro
like,
was
listen,
with
Young
hold on.
somebody,
It's
nigga,
too
he
many
was
young,
young.
so
There's a
don't
lot
kill
of
me.
young.
Hold on.
But
That's
you're talking
Young
about
Dro.
Young Dolph. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I know He passed, and what happened is obviously got big, yada yada. But then he also was still giving a lot of money into the communities he was in. So when he passed, like they went like they went all out, kind of like how Biggie was celebrated, Nipsey was celebrated, but they went because they had did a documentary at some point, like a small snippet, and I caught some of it, and there was like people like really project living who was like, yo, he sent my son to school. He came through and gave me this, and I put food in my refrigerator and this, and like he got big but also circled back to that same
He was the one.
community. So the respect didn't even change even in his passing or anything like that. But it was like kind of dope to see because I'm like, how often could you have live people coming out of this is the you see it is the slums, like they coming out the slums like nah like I don't care what you're trying to put on that man. Nah, that's not what it is.
He's one of ours.
Is it exactly?
You understand what I'm saying?
That's
Because you
us
look
right
at the
there.
overall
so
circumstances.
that respect level is completely different. I don't think neither one is necessarily wrong. I also think it's
Definitely not.
how you do things is what matters. And due to sometimes where you are going, certain circumstances have to change around you too. For you to even be able to make the pivot to come back or do something or whatsoever. It's a lot of fight when you get to a certain space because they don't want you to come back. Not necessarily your community, but people who you start affiliating with that start associating with your numbers and this and
Listen,
this and
that's
this and
what
that.
it is.
Like they'll start standing in between you and your yesterday.
You're talking about the labels and people like that because they don't want you. Like the labels separate these dudes who talking about that killing and drilling. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is our dollars. They don't care about the people who are dying. But and when I talk about this stuff, it's on us. The only way it's gonna get fixed is us and through teaching these dudes like you got it in you. You come from X, Y, and Z. You are that leader. You see what freaking Master P. You see the people with Jay. You see these people talking about ownership. You understand what I'm saying? That ownership is serious. Go ahead.
Lauren just texted me.
What? Yeah, text message from the peanut gallery.
Lauren just texted me. She said, "That's what happened to Jesus."
Yo, it's not funny, but yo, that's stuff.
Now Jesus couldn't come to his hood.
Nah, word to like.
They couldn't. They hated on him.
No, that's real.
It's
That's
that type of
real.
stuff, but that's what
That's
you have
real.
to. You have to do your
And that's
best
how you know he was
to
black.
manage that. You got to do your best to manage
Amen.
that because some people try to manage it. You can't sitting here trying to be a millionaire amongst people who are freaking literally starving,
100%.
and then you got the nerve, like you and your Louis Vuitton flex. Like, it's cool. You do what you want because yours is yours, and I stand on that.
Yes.
But if you think that you're going to come back to the hood, Louis Vuitton down, and Greg is my man. We grew up. I made it, and he's like really my guy. Greg out here struggling. He hustling. He got, you know what I'm saying? Not no brick or nothing, but he getting right. And here I am, this rapper. Me and Greg grew up together. I come back to town, Louis'd up, big V's and all this stuff. But Greg is really my man. And he really from the street.
Don't be
and
B.
me
Simone.
and my
Don't be
me and
B.
my
Simone.
disconnected self, I'm sitting here bragging about my numbers to Greg, to
B.
Greg,
Simone
right?
Status.
And the minute that Greg say, yo, let me get such and such to help me out. You don't owe nobody nothing. I stand on that. You make your money, you do what it is, that's yours. In this particular situation, I'm saying that Greg is my man. I come back to the hood, I'm way up. I'm Louis'd up and I'm fucking flexing on him, really. Because when he asked, like, yo, I need just a little something to do this, da. And you tell him, no, like, this is the things that dudes do in their oblivion. You tell this dude no, but why did you go through the whole spiel of telling him that, yeah, I got this crib, I just spent this, that, the third, I just spent that, the third. Greg is from the hood. RB is from the hood.
Now you about to get robbed.
I'm boiling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
Now he's
because
saying,
we want to come back. It's a difference in flexing on your peoples versus
that shit
being back
whack.
and blending with your people,
straight
being
corny.
naturally
He said,
you. Because dudes will come back and they'll flex on, they'll brag about X, Y, and Z. knowing that this
dropping.
dude is messed up.
You're gonna have to add that
And
B.
that's-
Simone clip right here. This is the spot for it. I don't know if you heard of the B. Simone
Jesus.
situation, but she had her own podcast. She, what is it, social media influence, B. Simone, and a bunch of other things now.
Yeah, I think
But
she got a wife on there, right?
best friend, and that's literally what happened. Her best friend, like, yeah, you know, I was struggling, I was this, and she was like,
Car
right.
got
And
repo, living with my parents.
the
had to
best
get
friend was like
Medicaid.
really giving it up, like how hard it was for her, even though she knew B. Simone was her best friend. And B. Simone did not budge to help her with nothing. She was just like, I didn't feel like you needed to help me. And she was like, right, because I don't. Like, she was really like.
But do you think
Oh,
she
she's
needs
doing
to
like that.
help?
No.
Yeah.
See, that's what
So
I'm saying.
I think it's a lot of
Listen,
context
man.
within that conversation that wasn't really put
Addressed?
out there.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, like, she came on the podcast and sat down with her, and there's two things: either A, she came on the podcast to put all this information out there,
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm going through all these struggles and you ain't do shit to help me, or
Well, not
B,
currently. It was about sharing
or
with
I
her
went
that she
through all,
went
yeah,
through it.
yeah, and you didn't help me, or B, I went through all these struggles and I'm glad you didn't help me because I needed to go through that.
Right, and I think that's where I was standing with it, because, like, for me, when the friend said she went through a period of resentment to B. Simone because I watched you give checks and help other people, but you never reached out to help me, and then I'm thinking from a standpoint of, just because I'm a millionaire don't mean I owe my friends.
Nothing.
Or my
I don't
family.
owe you.
It don't mean that I
Nothing.
owe you.
I don't
but
owe
also,
none of
Did
y'all.
she show? Did she
but
show
here's the
her
thing.
that she was struggling?
Not necessarily.
probably-
No,
that
even
was
if
never
she
even
did show
shown.
her,
Yeah.
She said she
boy-
never knew. So B. Simone
Well,
wasn't.
then
I don't
never
think
knew.
it was very clear that she was going through. I think she was
Yeah.
going through it in silence, and then she had to come to like a conclusion of, it wasn't your responsibility. Right, that's what the best friend is saying to her. It was never
all
your
right.
responsibility.
I can respect the best
so she
friend on
understood
that one.
And I'm looking at a standpoint of, well, friend, you said that you lost your job, your car got repossessed, you had to move back in with your mother, you had to apply for Medicaid. Like, you was down bad, sis. So how much of my earnings was I gonna have to give you to get back on your feet? Because the reality of it is if I would have brought you a car, you wouldn't be able to make the payments.
Also,
You understand what I'm saying? Think about how much
You
much
gotta
I
buy
would
the
have to
car
pour
outright.
into you. No, but that's the point. It's
Buy the
not my
beater.
responsibility to make sure your life gets
It's
back
not,
on track.
but-
It's
It's not.
yours.
It's
and if I
everybody's
make it easy for you to do
responsibility.
it, what's gonna stop you from coming to me each and every time you
That's
can't do
what
it?
it's- that's
you
the
have
problem.
to learn how to get yourself out of
But
it, and then I'll meet you in the middle.
isn't that how you
I
know
like-
your friend though?
Listen.
But that's what I was about to say.
Depends on-
Like,
I
how
like
close
that so much because this is what everything is based on.
Yeah.
This is the go get it publishing, go get it. Like, I'm in prison. Those are my children. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care about anybody else, money, what you got going on, whatever. I am never going to let my sword become dull. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my shit sharp and I'm going to get right. You know what I'm saying? And however long it takes, I'm always going to be striving to get right.
Yes.
But when we have those situations, like if you have somebody that is close to you, remember, man, they don't owe you nothing. Just remember that. It depends on freaking circumstances are different because
between
sometimes you have people who that you done that you done
You probably
gave the
owe.
world like
You
really
probably owe
I mean
them,
that you really close with, and of
Yeah,
course
yeah.
you would expect that, but at the end of the day, individuality is everything. And
Yeah.
if you are not worried
Yeah.
about you, nobody else is going
It's
to.
it's really the parable of when you teach a man to fish, right?
yeah.
That's really what
Yeah.
it's about.
I mean-
I always share the story about how when I had the bakery, me and Lauren, and we got closed down and we needed money, I didn't outright ask my uncle for it because I knew what he was gonna say. And then when it came time to me to tell him, he said, "How hard did you work? Let me see what you can come up with first." Because the point of the matter, what he was trying to teach me and what it ultimately worked is that I'm not gonna just make it easy for you, because it's easy for me to
Yes.
give you the money and say, "Here," right? But if I see you working for it and putting the effort in, I'm always gonna help you when you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Help
what
those
it
that help
is.
themselves.
I will help you help yourself.
Yeah.
And I want to know that
think
you are
the-
trying to help
right,
yourself for
the
real
content
instead
that
of you
was
just trying to
missing-
I'm
make
trying
it
to-
look
so,
like
so
that.
just to
content
wait,
that was-
sorry, let me finish the
go ahead.
story, because the thing was he did give me the money and he made me write a promissory contract saying I was gonna pay him back in the 3-month span that I told him I was, and I did pay him back. And then a couple months had went by, me and Greg was buying a house and we were short $2,000. So I was like, oh, I paid him back the first time. Let me go ask if he'll give it to me again. He straight up told
Nigga
me
said no.
Yeah,
And I was
because you're gonna
like-
be back for a third
And
time,
then
young
I was
lady.
like, fuck it. We was selling shit. We was getting rid of stuff we ain't need. All type of, we hustled for that $2,000 just to buy our house. And I'm thinking, why wouldn't he support me buy a house? And when I said, Uncle Mo, I figured it out. now I got me a house. He said, I'm proud of you because that's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to figure it out because
Because
coming
at
to
the
me
end
was
of the
easy.
day, because
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of the day,
At the end of
that's
the day.
exactly what happens when you help people too much. You cripple them.
Yes.
So-
100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yo, I could do all of this for you, and you'll never learn how to do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
So if I'm no longer around, then what
Yes.
happens?
Then what
Talk.
happens?
But wait,
Then
but
what
wait. I
happens?
mean,
Speak.
there's times in people's lives where they struggle to the point that, yeah, they were that hustler, they were that person that like always had it, but then they fell off. Now you knew he was that person before, and if you helped him that one time, if you didn't help him, he ends up fucking being like,
but what
"Fuck
was
it,
the
I'm
fall
gonna kill
off?
myself."
Why was the fall off though?
No,
Because
but-
it's
but-
always relevant.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's
Well,
not.
It is
It's not,
relevant.
because the reason you fell off is
in a way it
important.
is because you know his character already. He's a hustler.
See, here's
he
the
fell
thing.
off, but
Did
then
he fall
then,
off
then
because he
from
was addicted to drugs?
no, but
Was he
the thing
addicted to
is,
gambling? I'm sorry.
No, she just saying, all right, give her a scenario. He got knocked off.
he got knocked
why?
off.
He got knocked off.
He got
raided.
knocked off. He got picked up by the boys and then he done.
He got 2 things left.
He got 2 things.
I'm not
left.
talking about those things. I'm talking about 2 dime bags.
Right, 2 dimes.
2 dime bags to get back on.
We know what the things is. Yeah.
Bro need a
But
brick.
you know he got the chop. Bro, he the
Bro need a brick.
Yo, listen, hold
Now
up.
you gonna
In
open
this
the
parti-
brick and be like, "Hey, bro, pay me when you can."
If it's
So
fresh
here's
off
the
of that
thing.
Okay, but what are we
situation,
talking
if it's
about?
fresh
Here's the
off of
thing.
that
This is what we're talking
situation,
about. I'm gonna tell you
yes,
right now.
bro.
Okay.
Yes, bro, because I'm not
So-
gonna let you get dull. You got.
So
if
what
we're
we-
in this
what
culture,
we're talking
we
about
talking
right
bricks,
here-
but just
Okay,
whatever
but-
it is.
but-
Right, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
It
I didn't want to
depends.
get into that,
So,
but I was like, I was
hold
trying
on.
to make it
Because what
as
we're
calm
talking
as
about right
possible.
here is credibility,
Credibility.
right?
But that's
So
what I was
it's-
telling you.
it's-
That it didn't
yeah.
matter because you know he was a hustler.
But you
Yeah.
fixed it, so we
so
got
it's-
past that
it's-
part.
If I know that if I already know that you're capable of doing it, then I have no issue with helping you
Right,
when you
right,
when
right.
you're in a dry spot.
And that's what I'm
But
saying.
what she's
But-
talking about
When you're
is-
in that fresh dry
Right,
spot right there. I'm not
exactly.
like I know I
Exactly.
seen you get
Right.
rich back in 1988
Right.
Exactly.
and it's
Right,
2025
right.
and you talking
Right.
about give me a brick,
that
I
little
could do
help,
it.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
little
yeah.
help
Not
right
that.
there, my guy.
Might be just enough.
Good
Yes.
enough to be
Okay.
like
Just
But can
might
we
be
take
just
it?
enough.
Can we put
catapult
it
him
into?
and be
let's-
like, "Yo, bro, I got you double."
Okay, but listen to this. Let's put it in context to our actual reality because I'm not in the
Go
street,
ahead.
right? I'm not giving nobody bricks. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. The reality of it is let's say my friend falls off. The why you fell off is so important. That's why I started bringing.
Yeah,
Was it a
definitely.
gambling problem? Was it alcoholism? Was it a drug problem?
How you spending
How
your money?
you spend your money decides how you're gonna spend mine if I help you out of this thing.
It was
right?
a person that didn't know how to.
Hold on, let her finish
No,
because I
I'm
don't want
not-
to
I'm
what
not
she's
talking about
saying-
the scenario.
what she's
Okay,
saying-
okay,
I'm not
okay.
talking
I'm
about the
following.
scenario.
I don't want to miss your point.
I'm just talking about in general why you fell off is important to me because I'm gotta give you money that's sacrificing my house, my kids,
Yep.
Right.
what I'm
Yep.
trying to build for myself. Giving anything, even $1,
Right.
every penny counts.
Right.
Why am I giving it to you if you didn't hold on to your own money? Because if if you got laid off from work, that's a different kind of story. Now it's like you got laid off from work. You need help with your rent. Let me see what I can do that doesn't overextend me.
Yep, that
Right?
doesn't mess me up.
However, I can't give you it all sometimes.
Right.
Right? Because the thing is, if we make it too easy and too accessible, where does the work come in?
Right.
Yes.
Where does the work come
Like you
in?
said, you're
Right.
gonna cripple the
I
person.
understand.
And they're gonna come back just like you came
I mean,
right back
let-
to
let-
home.
let's even think about it on the business
person-
level.
Let me he's responding.
Go ahead.
Because you already know the person is a hard worker. He lost his job.
If
you know
that's
what
the
I'm saying?
scenario.
If that's the scenario,
If that's the
right?
scenario,
he lost his
it's a little
job.
bit
You
different.
know, he's a hard worker, so he's gonna go out to get that job. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Later on,
Yeah.
so he needs a couple,
Yeah.
not bricks, but
Something.
some
Some
cash,
help,
some
some
help
help,
right
you know?
And
now.
this is
But
somebody
not
that's
for
in your
nothing,
direct
If
circle.
he didn't get help,
Yeah.
Like
if he
for real,
considered you
because
as a friend or she considered you as a friend, your best friend and everything, and you didn't help him out, and now she's double bad after that, and then
that's
she
not
ends
on
up
me.
but it's not on you.
Right.
no.
But now she's dead and gone.
That still ain't on
Hey,
me.
he
Still
was
not on you.
hectic.
I
That's
understand
still ain't
that.
on
I
me.
understand
So-
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't,
let's-
you don't feel
let's-
no
let's-
type of remorse.
So let's think
It's
about it
not
like
about-
this.
it's not about
Like she
work.
said, it's
Let
the
me
circumstances
clarify.
for
Let me
her. It's the
clarify,
circumstance.
right?
I get what you're saying.
Let me clarify because it's now we're bringing it to like a full effect. Oh, he died because I didn't. It's not because I didn't help him. It
No,
was-
because-
you know, he could have been depressed about his situation. That's not on me. I can
Yep.
pray for your circumstances. The thing about it is, that I'm not saying I don't help my friend, but I do have to evaluate how I help them.
Right.
Right. It's just like
But-
if you and Lauren, right? Because if you and Lauren came to me, I know y'all. I know if you come
And that's
to
what
me,
I was trying to
I
tell
know
you
if
from the
y'all
beginning.
two,
Like, you
that's
got
what
you
he
know
been
the
arguing.
people.
matters.
but
Listen,
yeah,
the
don't-
circumstances don't matter. Let's say you coming to me and Lauren just confided me that you just threw all their money away because you was gambling. Oh hell no.
You ain't
Oh,
getting a
hell
penny.
no. You know, I might not trust you with the money,
It's
but
just
I might trust
we
Lauren.
can
You
still
understand what
love
I'm
you,
saying?
but yeah.
And it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that giving money away is a detrimental sacrifice.
Giving anything.
Giving anything.
Giving
I
Yeah.
mean, listen, I gave somebody
Especially
some cash right
money,
before
root of all evil.
for an investment, and I never got it back. Kind of
Yeah,
like, kind of
yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
about regular.
and it kind of hurted me in a way because like it was like, yo, bro, like when
Yeah.
I'm
Listen.
gonna get that return?
People aren't going to be valuing the relationship more than you value the relationship when it comes to money. You understand what I'm saying? People gonna so you
So
see
he,
people.
So he
you see it,
basically
whatever.
didn't respect our relationship.
I'm not saying
Or
if,
she
if,
didn't
if he
respect our
ain't,
relationship.
if they ain't scraping and scrapping, if they ain't checking in like, damn, man, shit ain't go right, but I got you, man. They checking in, cause the feeling of having to walk by somebody that owe you money, who know they owe you money, and then we just like la land on that one, like that never happened. It's a fucked up feeling. It's gonna destroy the
It's
relationship.
gonna destroy the relationship.
So it's
Right.
got to be out there. That person has to be the type of person like, damn.
And money is
you gotta
the
keep
easiest
on.
topic.
It
Imagine
is.
time.
You gotta
Imagine-
check in, man.
imagine
You
But
gotta
also,
get
you
that
gotta think
right.
about this,
Time
right?
on
I
the
think too.
person
I think
or
what's also
investing time.
important is in different circumstances, right? Sometimes, and me and Greg say this all the time, when we give money out, we don't expect it back.
Yeah, yeah.
If we're giving it, I'm
So
counting it as
if
a
you give it
It's
to her, yeah,
gone,
especially
it's gone.
certain family members
certain
or
family
something
members,
like that,
sometimes it's gone.
that's cool.
I don't-
And then sometimes
don't give it-
sometimes
yeah.
if when people make investments, it's understanding what that means. And this is why I said it's important. You can't get in business with everybody because not everybody understands business.
Yep.
And the concept of it is, as in a business, there's always going to be a loss. There's a risk. There's a risk that is going to be a loss. And sometimes the loss just turns to you making back what you put in, but you're not making no profit. And it's like, damn, what happened? However, if the person that's you're in bed with don't understand business, you shouldn't do business with them. It's like a learning lesson, right? And it's like you also have to understand that if you let money ruin a relationship, then who are you? Who are you at your core characteristically? Because
Who's the person that owes
the
you the
person
money
who's
or
letting
the
the money
letting the
ruin
money
the
out?
relationship.
Period.
The
Yeah.
person
Letting the
who's-
money out?
Whoever, no, it don't
Don't make a
matter.
difference.
Oh, don't matter.
Whoever it is that is letting the money affect the relationship is the person that's not the real friend, right? Because now it's like, is it just about the money? Or is it about other things outside of the money? Like, is there
Yeah.
underlying issues that you ain't bringing up that you really got a problem, that you bringing it, like you got all these things inside internally that you adding up against me, and this money is like the tipping point? Or is it solely about the money, and that's all, as if nothing about our friendship ever matters outside of me not giving you back
It's
money?
the principle
I
for
think
me.
it's the
You know,
principle.
it's
thing,
the principle for
It's a
me.
respect thing
I don't
per,
care if
per
you
se.
owe
I'm just saying,
So,
listen,
it's a respect
I'm
thing.
being honest with
I
you.
ain't gonna lie.
Listen. Tone just did a job for me. This is a perfect example. Tone just did a job for me. And I owe him $50 left on what I paid him. It was $50.
You can't be
I know-
name dropping.
No, this is important. He here.
I'm thinking about another guy that she's killing on the. I'm thinking about somebody else she killing on the podcast.
No, but I owed him $50. Now, I never forgot about the $50. I never reached out to him and was like, bro, I still didn't forget about your $50. It just was always on my mind because I know I'm waiting for somebody to pay me so I can pay the $50. And so when it came to my attention that he might need some money, I'm like, okay, honey, pay Tone the $50 for me. Let him know I ain't forget about him. He wasn't even worried about the fucking $50. So that's what I'm saying. If you letting money ruin a relationship, then you the person that's the problem. Because he could have been upset about that $50, but Max is good for it, or I'm not sweating it, or I didn't do it for the money.
How
I did it
long?
for
How long
It's
is
been
that
like-
outstanding?
Since July 12th.
July 12th is
And
when
it's
he
August
gave you the
2nd.
50.
No, it's when I needed to give him 50. I need to pay him for a job since July 12th. It's August 1st.
But if you owe them like for years
And you ain't paid, years, man. Pay that man his money.
My thing is,
Talking about
it's
this
not
crap.
At that point, it's not about the money. I owed him that money, no matter if it was $50 or $5,000. He wasn't sweating it. Whether it's because I'm pouring in, like we in a circle of friendship, so we pouring into each other.
But you
That
still
could go
gotta
up
check in.
as-
That's your
as-
duty
as-
because he ain't sweating it.
but that could go
That's
either
your
way.
I
perception.
wasn't chatting. I
That's
knew
your
he-
perception.
he
Tone
said
might
he
be
wasn't
like,
sweating.
she knows
No,
she
no,
owe
that
me
was
that $50.
That was
Listen,
my
man.
perception. That's what he said. That's what he said.
We
Mind
always
you-
say that, and you know that.
I guess. guess.
people, we gonna
I
have
guess.
class. We gonna say, oh, I ain't saying that. I
But
ain't
the thing
saying
about
that.
it is, I also
think-
never
I
put.
think what
I
she's
also
trying to-
never
in
put
your
a time frame
checkbook,
on it.
Overall, what she's basically trying to say is just the simple fact that, like, look, money can change relationships, whether it's friendships, whether it's marriages,
Yes.
whatever the case is, it affects it heavily.
Yeah, I know how
right?
it gets from there.
But at the same time, it's like if the
why
money
is it
is
changing it?
what changes it to a yo, fuck you,
Complete
I'm not dealing with
360.
you, whatever the case is, like I'm gonna start treating you
Right,
different.
because the
It's like,
concept is we're not in the
and-
street.
and it's also like, all right, do you address, yo, you owe me money, blah, 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 and are we reconciling? Are we having conversations about it at all? Like if
Yes.
it's somebody that's just like completely acting like they don't owe you no money whatsoever,
Right.
it's a different situation.
And then also, if
You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
dickhead.
and then
That's a
also,
dickhead at that
if
point,
you
yeah.
reconcile the situation, if y'all already had a conversation with it and came to whatever understanding it was, and
Yep.
you still bringing it up, nigga, you the problem. You the problem. You know what I mean? Like it's just the simple fact of, were you really for me or were you against me? And what is the context behind why I owe you this money? You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not about us being in the street where you owe a nigga money. You might die tomorrow if you don't pay me, or I might, there's no dire consequences here outside of how much money do I owe you? Why didn't it come? Why? The why is important.
The why is
The why
super
is important. And then how did we eventually communicate, if any? So when I brought up this home situation, it wasn't that I didn't check in. I never actually gave him a time frame. He knew that the job that we were working, I need to get paid from this lady. She's gonna pay me.
Oh,
And
so
when she
he knew
finishes
it was basically
Right.
contingent upon a Peter pay Paul situation.
Right. So, at the end of the day, it was like when it came to me, like, when I found out he needed money, he never approached me about it. I was just like, pay Tony $50 for me, I'll owe you, versus owing him. Just like out of who I am, integrity wise. And he was just like, I wasn't worried about that $50. And maybe he brushed it off because it's just $50. But for me, it was like, no, I owed you that $50. I was going to make sure you got it.
you gotta get it.
But it's about knowing the integrity of the person behind you. Because even if I never gave him the $50 and I forgot about it, him knowing me and my integrity and my characteristic, he knew I ain't mean to not give him the $50.
But that's-
Hold
wait,
on. That's a flawed perception. And
Yes,
listen,
it is.
that is what's
It
gonna
could-
have
yes,
tone like,
it is.
Jezebel, they owe me
Yes, it
$50.
is.
Yeah, listen. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah,
'cause
and
you
you
know-
genuinely forgot. So
Yeah.
that's why I say when you
But here's the
When
when
friendship
you
part.
you always do
Right.
the check in.
But
or
here's the
whatever.
friendship
But
part
the,
about
the
it.
main
Number
thing
matters.
is
But the friendship.
Would the number matter?
But
You
the
have to
friendship
remember this.
matters. The friendship matters because at
Does
that
the
point,
number matter?
the
though?
friendship matters because at that point he can just address me and say, Max, you know you still owe me $50.
But Tone may not
He
know
could.
how to
He
address his
could.
man's wife because he done wrestled
Well,
with it
no.
for so long
Tone is
about this
not-
$50.
No, you see?
See,
You know what I'm
all right,
saying?
different.
We're
But
talking
listen,
about-
that's why the operative
Right.
word in that sentence
We're
is
friends.
may. Tone
Right.
may.
So
but the
right.
thing is,
I think it's overall it's the principle regardless.
there's-
If the number matters,
If the number
I don't think the
ma-
number
it's
matters
a
as
level
much as
to
the
that shit,
principle
bro.
matters.
Yeah.
I think the
The
principle is
principle-
anything
is more
under
important than the
$20,
amount.
then we say the number don't matter.
Yeah. It's
Anything
like-
under the 50, we say.
Yeah.
When we get to the
But if he
50,
the
the number.
principal-
Yeah.
and-
It's like yo,
Anything
like
under
And
that,
carry
all
that
right.
in
If it's like
the
$5 grand,
situation.
yo, bro, like
Oh, you
when-
talking crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking? You
Bro.
took it to a whole nother
Like,
level.
bro,
5
it be
grand.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it
I
be
feel
like
like-
that, but
I
we're
feel
talking
like
about
also-
50.
You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
feel
Like
like-
5 grand, you know what I'm saying?
What
I
it
would
really
say
boils
this.
down
Make or
to.
break
I'm
something.
gonna let you
I'm-
say.
some
I'm gonna let her
guys say we
speak,
got
and then I'm
close
gonna
out.
go.
I know we got
Go
close
ahead.
up. So I'm gonna say, you're gonna say, and we're gonna just end it. However, I just want to say that context matters.
Yes.
Right? Information matters. We can't be on this platform trying to wear out information to get people on our side with stories that are having empty holes when context matters. So we really talking in code, but context does matter. So, we're gonna talk about this off camera, but for real, if you feel like somebody owes you money within our circle of friends, speak on it. Have the conversation, come to an understanding. Because at the end of the day, I feel like amongst us all, we all do business together. We all here together. Don't let nothing be unsaid and be holding shit in, and then it makes you have a warped understanding of who people are characteristically. Because that's what's important, and that's it.
Yo.
And everybody say amen. That's the benediction.
Amen.
So what
Yo,
I was
my
gonna
brother
say
owe
is
me.
this.
Yo,
Hold on,
bro.
hold on.
You have to remember this though. You have to remember this though, man. Anytime you owe somebody, man, don't make a difference who it is.
also
Anytime
accountable
you
for
owe
yourself.
somebody, you are indebted to that person.
Yeah.
You don't want to
You
be
are
indebted to
accountable for
people.
yourself.
Yeah, my
Period. I try my best to stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to. I know I owe you, and I always want to remember. Hey, Still owe you. I ain't forget about you because I don't want to be indebted. And listen, conversations that don't take place in front of you certainly take place outside of your presence.
That's a fact.
Right,
And,
right.
and,
exactly.
and it's like,
100%.
you know what I'm
Go into
saying,
contact
aggravation.
Well,
just
we
a little
can't go-
bit.
we can't
I was
really
just
go
talking
into context.
about my brother.
We can't go into context because we getting off. Because we getting off. So, honey,
but
sign us
listen,
out.
it's been real. It's been great. Out of My Head podcast. We thank you guys. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell so you know whenever a show is popping up. My man L.O.R D,
Yeah, I
we
wanted to talk about
appreciate
that
you
Arkansas.
for pulling
Yes,
up on
yes.
the app. Please tell everybody once again where they can find you, how they can purchase the merch, and we're gonna get up out of here.
All right. So you can go to doublegi.com. That's the word double, letter G, I.com. And you can purchase the bricks. We got the windbreakers, sweatsuits. And then you can also
Yeah, I know
find
it's-
us on Instagram at doublegi_. And, you know, check my boy Shakeem Shabazz out,
No,
59.
that's our brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
$7.99.
Actually,
Dixwell
we gotta
Avenue.
have them
On my
back
boy
on.
Rock Bolden at 59 Whaley Avenue. You know what I'm saying? So
Get
we
it, let's
shaking
get
a
it.
little bit.
All right.
Right.
Definitely, and it's Hartford stores. Oh man, we did some Hartford stores too. But you can go to those spots that I just gave you and definitely cop your
Favorite
merch.
apparel.
Word,
I
word.
definitely
Hey,
appreciate it.
it's been real, man. We appreciate you once again. Out of My Head podcast. Enjoy.
Peace.